You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to another homespun, artisanal podcast show with three old guys.
We built
playing
it
old games
in our lab at a lesser podcasts.
out of defunct old podcasts.
Right, yeah, the 19 podcasts we started before doing this one. And
you might call this our upcycled podcast.
that's right. Oh, man, upcycled. I like that.
Upcycled a bunch of old podcasts to
Man.
make this one.
All right, real quick, let's just name all 19 podcasts that we did that failed before this one.
There was Soda Jerks.
There was Soda Jerks. Yeah, Soda Jerks was a short-lived, but like passionate show.
Very.
There's also Carbonation Guys, which was like the proto Soda Jerks, and that one was more like sparkling water based, less syrup.
Cave Manny and the Apes.
Cave Manny and the Apes, of course, when we started doing our own music podcast.
Caveman based musical
Caveman
podcast.
music. It is. We couldn't get beyond like the dance scene from Chrono Trigger in Ayla's Village. So that was one episode.
There was Fast Food Dudes.
Fast Food Dudes. Now I want to bring Fast Food Dudes back because I feel like once I'm off this diet, I'm ready to do Fast Food Dudes again. Which, by the way, I'm super excited because like I ate a granola bar today, and then some leftover chicken from dinner the other night, and it's like so. And then I exercised today, and I looked in MyFitnessPal. I'm so fucking hungry and calorie starved. I can't even think of app names. But I looked in it. I was like, fucking yes, we're gonna get done recording. And if Papa John's is open, I have a Papadilla window in my calorie budget.
Damn, that's
I'm
pretty
gonna
good.
fucking blow it out.
Oh, there was Papadilla Senorita.
Papadilla Senorita. Yeah,
That was like 2 episodes.
yeah, that one didn't last too long. It was
Pole position.
Pole Position, that's right. The Strip Club podcast with hashtag More Miller and Taryn, who, by the way, I keep forgetting to add Taryn to the executive producers list. So I'm very sorry, Taryn, because I give that.
She's been on the list the last couple times.
She was not on the last one, but the one before, because when I sent you the updated list, it was old, which, by the way, there's going to be a segment of this show where I'm quiet for like 20 minutes and I'm trying to put together the new list because I haven't done that yet. Snow Days, our podcast.
With a Z-E.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's our podcast where we get stoned and talk about all the snow days that we've dealt with recently. Well, that's 7 of the 19.
COVID crew.
The COVID crew, right? Yeah.
2 Ks. It's weird.
That was our short-lived hot hip-hop albums during COVID pandemic podcast.
Recorded separately. We were each at home. It was not good.
Yeah, it was rough. I got too lazy with the editing. And then there were 10 more and much, much more.
Tub Thumping, that Chumbawamba podcast we had for a short time.
God, man, Tub Thumping. If only that one would have, if only podcasts had existed in the mid to late 90s. Jesus, I really feel like that would have.
Well, we kept getting drunk, so we had to take a whiskey drink and a vodka drink like every single time. Every time somebody said Chumbawamba, we had to take a whiskey drink.
It was like
it was over in like 10 minutes.
It's like the Pee-wee's Playhouse mystery word. Fuck, I guess I'll get up again. Jesus. I just want to stay fucking down. The server's down. No one can download the podcast. Okay, that was a pretty good.
Millennial Mania.
Millennial Mania. I'm fuzzy on that one.
Just talk about all the cool millennial slang that Gen Z doesn't understand and we don't understand from them.
And that was our sequel. Ours was our follow-up to From Boomer to Zoomer, where we taught old people the new hot
primarily
hip
mystery
lingo.
ghost and Jacob's dad Tim.
Oh, there was Gen Extra. That was my podcast.
That was your solo podcast.
My solo
I remember that one.
podcast, where I just am confused about things, but still a little bit plugged in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plugged in.
And I got tired of fucking with it, so I just said, screw this.
Well, John Turley was born in 79. Is he technically like
I think he was born in
Gen X.
sage?
He was born in 80, but he's still
okay.
Gen X. I think you're Gen X.
I'm like
up
at the
to
cutoff.
86, I think.
I
is
don't
the,
think it doesn't matter.
It fluctuates,
but,
yeah.
But like,
Were you left at home alone by yourself all the time?
not all the time,
No?
but in middle school, yeah.
Okay.
My mom didn't work until I was back in middle school. Then
Yeah,
she went
same.
back. Then
That's when my mom worked at Subway.
my
it
mom
was-
was a teller at the bank.
Yeah. Man, it was awesome because like she'd bring home Subway sandwiches, and that is when Subway was a fucking good, respectable sandwich restaurant.
Right.
And not the fucking travesty that it is
corporate
today.
travesty.
That's when
Their
they
wheat
would,
bread was wheat bread and not yoga mats.
That's right. And they would do the I don't know what they call the cut. You know the cut, the deep cut? They would do like the V
God, yes.
instead of like, I don't know, they don't do that anymore. You know what I mean? Then they put the meat
but they
and
cut
stuff in there.
Yeah, they cut into the top of the bread.
Yeah, like
put the
there's
meat
like
down inside of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the top of the bun it was always like this, like imagine a triangle that stretches off into space forever. It
Yeah.
was like one of those, like a prism, or a sandwich prism. That's our 11th podcast.
Sandwich
prism.
Sandwich Prism. We're all trapped.
It was a Sandwich Prism was a podcast where we would take a sandwich each week and tell you what Pink Floyd song it was.
That's got legs, man.
Yeah, we should
could.
bring it back.
Good. I'm an expert, Pink Floyd expert, so
I love Pink Floyd.
we'll get that done.
Shout out to 404 Era Lord Paul Pig, who's also a Pink Floyd, Pink Floydian.
What is do you know like Pink Floyd? Do you know their albums and stuff?
Man, I do, and don't ask me because
You don't want me to ask you?
It's Dark Side of the Moon. It's like
Oh,
the most
that's okay.
basic, like
There's nothing wrong with that.
that is their best. That is
if you'd have said The Wall, I'd have been upset.
really. I mean,
That's just an easy pick.
I like The Wall too. I feel like
I do too.
But Dark Side of the Moon is just like
It's
man,
a great fucking album.
Are there more? There could be a whole lot more besides those two, right? Because I know those two.
Yeah,
There's Animals.
There's
which
Animals, which
I think
is
is
my
really
personal
good.
favorite.
Animals is
That's-
probably my second favorite.
Never
There's
heard of that.
Wish You Were Here.
Never heard of that.
Animals is a little bit more obscure. It's only got like 5 songs, but they're like 20 minutes long. It's it's a great album though. It's almost like it tells a story in a way.
Yeah.
And it really like sticks it's Pink Floyd's way of sticking the finger up to the establishment.
For radio play and shit like that.
Well, just general corporate corruption and just shit like that. Only in the 70s, it was a problem then, just like it is now.
Before the corporations won, yes.
There's Ummagumma. That's like one of their first.
You could have completely
early
made that up,
albums.
and I'd be like,
That's a Nick Jr. show.
I'm a gumma.
I'm a gumma.
There's Final Cut, which came out after The Wall. There's Momentary Lapse of Reason, which is the first album they released after Roger Waters left the band, after they had their big famous falling out.
Right.
They had a really good live album called Delicate Sound of Thunder. They did an album for a movie. For the life of me, I can't remember it. Somebody's out there screaming the name of the album now, but it was the soundtrack from an old 70s motion picture. I think that's
Pink Floyd the movie.
Wizard
most
of
of
Oz.
the big ones.
Wizard of Oz.
I remember doing
Also
that.
known as Dark Side of the Moon.
That's like
It
what
works.
That's like it does work at the first time
To a
through.
point,
right?
yeah,
And
then
when
it's like
okay, and then
when
like,
the album cuts off like an hour before the
Right,
movie's done,
right.
and you're like, well, that was neat.
right, and they're like loop it, and it's like it doesn't really
Nope.
work. I mean, it kind of does, but then it definitely feels like coincidence.
Yeah, you're just seeing what you're expecting to see, or you're making something out of it. Yeah.
I remember doing that in high school. That's like a great family memory. I remember like being in high school in my room, and I had these big tower speakers that my grandparents had given me because they ran a radio station, and they were like, "Well, these are old. Here you go. You like making loud music." And so like I remember watching it, syncing it up, and watching it in my room in high school, and my sister, who was like 3 or 4 at the time, coming in and watching it with me, and then my mom coming in and watching it, and none of us were high. And that's how I know that it works, because none of us were high. Like, I get it if we're like completely stoned and it's like, this totally matches up. But 3 sober people from 3 different generations are like, yeah, this works. It's great. So, Great Gig in the Sky. That's like my favorite track on Dark Side.
That is a great track. They're all good. That whole album, Soup to Nuts, is excellent.
Yeah.
And that could be said.
wonderful.
That could be said for a lot of. Oh, I was looking one up because I had forgotten one. So, Pink Floyd started off with a guy in lead singer position named Syd Barrett, who one day just left.
And I don't like.
That's their old psychedelic,
right? And I don't like the old classic Pink Floyd as much as
some of it's all right.
Post Syd Barrett stuff.
Yeah, post Syd Barrett is when Roger Waters took over,
Right.
and that's when we started getting the Dark Side of the Moon, and the Wall, and of course Waters made it all very personal. The Wall's is his kind of personal. He tells a story of a guy named Pink, who's a rock and roll star whose father was killed in World War II, and all of his trials and tribulations going forward and all that stuff. And it's really, really good, especially if you've seen the movie. But there was one in particular I was thinking.
The movie's great.
The movie's awesome.
Yeah.
There's one in particular I was thinking people could relate to that may not have known that they could relate to it. Doctor Strange, the movie with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
The scene where he wrecks his car.
Yeah.
They're playing a song by Pink Floyd called Interstellar Overdrive, which is a really good, it's like a hard, it's just really, really cool, but it's kind of an obscure cut. It's from an album called Piper at the Gates of Dawn, and that's
like one of their first
That
ones.
was, I think,
That
it might have been
the
their
first
first
one, right?
album.
Yeah.
But that was during the Syd Barrett days. But
Right.
I just always loved how, when that scene first came on, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I know this. You know,
This is way better than
This is Unix.
Iron Man 3, which opened up with I Am Blue.
Yeah. He just watched that the other day. I was
Abadi
like,
Abadoo.
It's like Thor Ragnarok. When we left that, all the kids were like, what was that song that was playing with Thor?
Oh, yeah. Immigrant Song.
That marked only the second or third time that Immigrant Song's ever been used in a movie.
What? How many times had it been used in a commercial prior to that?
I don't know, probably a lot.
Because that feels like,
Yeah, it
I don't
does.
know. It feels like I've heard that one a lot
But that
in
song,
commercials.
that was well placed
Yeah.
track, obviously.
Yeah.
But that was like, I think either the second or the third time, that it had ever been
Wow.
actually in a movie.
That's amazing to me.
I think Led Zeppelin tends to be pretty guarded about.
I remember
What they
something
use.
about Jack Black having to have a whole theater full of people cheering to get him to use something for them in School of Rock, because they don't.
I wonder if
Might
it
do
was
that.
Stairway to Heaven or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Probably.
I remember
they used
seeing-
it in Wayne's World, where
Yeah.
it's like everyone
Right.
immediately picks up the guitar at the guitar store and starts playing Stairway to Heaven. But yeah, Pink Floyd.
Stairway to Heaven, our 12th failed podcast.
Well, what was unfortunate about Stairway to Heaven was we made it about Pink Floyd, and people got confused. And
We made it about Christianity.
I could easily do a Southern Baptist trauma podcast. Like, bring Brandon on, and we could do that pretty easy.
Which leads me to our next podcast that failed, Southern Baptist Trauma, an episode where we bring preachers on and talk about the Toxic Avenger.
Toxic Avenger, yes, I remember that. We only got like halfway through the first episode.
Okay,
and I
now
just walked.
what is the bibiblical metaphor of the Toxic Avenger? Like, that's actually a podcast I would listen
I
to.
mean, now do you see
It's
his
women
mop?
wearing pants.
Do you see his mop as a symbol of his? I don't know.
Which leads me to my next podcast that we did. That's my mop to bear, which is a janitor confession podcast.
All the fucked up shit janitors see.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have to stay silent.
That's right. Yeah. Where they get the sawdust.
Oh, and then there was Marry Fuck Kill,
Marry,
where we
fuck,
do
kill.
those for 3 hours, and
A legitimate podcast idea that I had probably 8 years ago, along with the Would You Rather. When Micah was sending all the Would You Rathers, I was like, man, this would be a good spin-off podcast that surely exists a whole bunch. And
I'm
it does.
sure it probably does. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
That's why we had to shut it down.
That's right.
The market was saturated.
We got a cease and desist from the Marcus brothers, the original Would You Rather podcasters. Fucking Marcus brothers.
Damn them.
And that's all of them, I think.
I think that covers
That was
us.
all 19.
So we took all of those and homespun it,
Yeah.
upcycled
Like wings, we spun them.
into TADPOG.
Spun them in sauce.
Yeah. Sauced and tossed.
Sauced and tossed, baby. I like that. Did you come up with that?
That's my next podcast idea.
Sauced and tossed. I
It's
like
about
that.
eating assholes.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Now I'm just going to get drunk and jerk off.
Yeah. Oh, I call that podcast It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
How's everybody been doing?
Well, the sudden snowstorm had me locked in the hospital, so in the hospital for a few days.
Working, not
Working.
like isolated in a hospital
Right,
bed,
right.
slowly
I was
dying.
having to work to make sure that all the people got fed because, of course, the subway in the hospital shut down. All other avenues of food around were all shut down.
Yeah.
So, and the census was really high because we have a fuck ton of COVID. So I couldn't ask everybody else to stay the night there and then me try and go home and then not be able to come back. So I stayed there till my car could leave.
And I will legitimately say, a lot of people make fun of us. If there's
Who does? You tell me.
Not us.
Who makes fun of us?
Paducah.
Our 20th podcast.
I mean Paducah.
yeah.
About how we'll get flurries and they'll close schools and y'all don't know how to do. This was a legitimate
Yeah.
storm. I mean, it wasn't
was.
as bad as like the ice storm because there wasn't as many power outages and things of
Right.
that nature. But
This
the
was
roads
legit.
were definitely unsafe to be on.
And see, my point, whenever like someone mentions that, where it's like, oh, that's not a big deal. It's a big deal to us because we are not prepared to deal with
we're
that
not-
shit.
Our infrastructure
Right.
isn't set up. We don't have great snow plows. We don't
Right.
have all the good stuff because we don't get that
Sure.
much fucking snow.
Right. If it were like Pennsylvania, sure, that's not a big deal. Schools would be going on, I'm sure.
Right.
You know
They'd
what I
have the
mean?
roads dry and clean.
They
by
got a budget
5
for that
o'clock in
shit.
the morning.
And they
Yes.
do budget for that shit. But like with us, where it's like, I don't know, do we budget for this thing that probably isn't going to happen? I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, it was rough. It was a bad, do not go out on the roads kind of weather. And it's still in places not great.
Not great.
Yeah, they canceled school
Just the main
tomorrow.
roads.
Did they really?
They did for the county.
Okay.
So hopefully the city is not canceled because
I don't think it will
I
be
don't-
because the roads in the city are all
Yeah.
clean now.
There's
as of today.
patch on your road, Tyler, where I was like, oh,
I
shit.
know. I saw that. I was
Wow.
like, oh,
This is
Truckosaurus is rear wheel drive, and my truck bed is empty.
oh no.
I mean, it's got ice in it from, that adds some weight.
Yeah,
But
from
I was like, yep, I'm drifting to Tyler's, but right at the curve.
Yeah.
It cleared
right
out.
where you want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because driving home, it's like, oh, this isn't too bad until I got to my road. And it's like, all right,
Yeah.
this sucks. I'm going to go 2 miles an hour.
Yeah. Hopefully the city school is in session because that means Henry can go to daycare. Because like they're on the city school's schedule, so if their city school's closed, they're closed. And I can't I told Nikki, I was like, I can't stay I'm not comfortable asking my boss if I can work from home a third day because she gave us the option for Thursday and Friday, which was awesome. And so on Thursday, it's like, definitely. And then on Friday, I was like, if the schools are canceled, I'm not going to come in. And the director's cool with that, but I don't want to push it on Monday.
Sure.
Like, you know what I mean? And be
Yeah.
like, okay, I know,
I know
everything's-
everyone else is
Right.
there, but can I get special treatment? I
Right.
know I've only been here 3 weeks.
Right.
Gage had a similar situation at his new job, which his office is like less than a block from his house.
Oh,
It's
that's
like
awesome.
he could walk there if need be,
Yeah.
and he was prepared to do that. We ended up having Cohen. He came out and they had to go. They still were thinking they were going to have to work, Gage and his wife. So we had Cohen for 2 of those days. And Tanya was ready for him to go home.
Yeah.
But Gage had made the offer, I'll walk in, I don't care, whatever. And they're like, no, everybody else is working from home. We're going to set you up. You can work from home too. That's not fair to make you come in. So that was really cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
And then I got out Friday morning when it was still kind of nasty, but the roads were still bad at least. And we took him home. And then he went and got a shot.
Oh yeah, good.
Yeah.
Cohen
That
got
happened.
his first
Good,
shot
good.
Saturday. They were somewhat misinformed. They were thinking for some reason that 5 was not the minimum age. And what it was a misunderstanding that the pediatrician, when they called the pediatrician, they didn't have any. So his mother, Gage's wife, misunderstood, thinking that he wasn't the right age. So they checked on it, called Walgreens, and sure enough, they were able to take him up there and get his first shot on Saturday, and he took it like a champ. Yeah. Not even a problem. We got a picture of him holding up his little sticker and everything. So
nice. That's awesome. I
feel a lot better knowing that he's had that first one and that he's going to be vaccinated. I've been bugging them about it.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to do this? But yeah, it's good.
Good.
So all in all, kind of a weird week, but a good one, I guess.
It has been a weird week.
Been a very weird week.
I was prepared for the snowstorm, the ice storm, the winter storm, because
what was its name again?
It had a name.
Yeah, it had a name. I can't remember what it was.
I don't know.
This one or the last one?
This one.
Oh, God, I didn't know that.
Wasn't Doo Doo Pinata?
B. Arthur Doo Doo Pinata.
Yeah.
Snowstorm, B. Arthur Doo Doo Pinata.
Update, set 11. And then they have motion graphics, doo-doo pinata, and then it's like a pinata that bursts open and it's snow and doo-doo.
I'm never gonna not find that funny.
That was probably the most fun art to ever do for the show.
You were prepared.
I was prepared because last Friday I was like, you know what, man? I was listening to there's a podcast I like to listen to called Hardcore Gaming 101. It's the Hardcore Gaming 101's podcast, and it's great. I like it. And they were talking about a game called Galgun Double Peace. Have you heard of this game?
No.
So Galgun Double Peace is essentially it's a game where you are a high schooler, and angels and devils are like fighting over the school, and then like the devils possess all the girls in the school, and you become wildly popular, and you have to fight them off. It's essentially a first-person shooter, but instead of shooting the girls with bullets, you're shooting them with pheromone shots, and it's crazy horny. And like that's the point of it. And so I was like, and Kana actually sent that to me like for the Vita when I was thinking about getting a Vita. Kana sent that to me like years ago. And then I eventually when I got a Vita, I was like, oh, here we go. I'm gonna play this. It's the only game I have for the Vita. I'm gonna play it. And I was like, yeah, this is okay. I mean, it's all right. I kind of get it. You know, I played it and like the gameplay, like within the first hour, it's like, okay, that's like it's a first-person shooter like on a Vita, and it's like with sticks and stuff. It's like whatever. So, but you know, the concept is like that's like a interesting perverted spin on a first-person shooter, and it's all like cute and shit. And so, Hardcore Gaming 101, they had a podcast episode on it. And I was like, oh, that's great. I like this podcast. I'm familiar with the game, and when I'm familiar with the game, I usually enjoy the show more. So I'm listening to it, and then as I'm listening to it, I do this all the time. I listen to podcasts. I'm like, well, I start looking shit up where it's like, yeah, what other games are in the series and all that. And then there's a game in the series, Galgun 2, that has VR support. And I was like, I'm going to buy a VR headset. And like, cause I had been on the fence for like getting a headset for probably 2 years. And well, it wasn't like I'm going to buy a headset. It wasn't just like that. I was like, well, I haven't looked in a while. Let me see how much these things are.
Right.
And I looked up and I was like, oh, I can get one of these for $200. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Cause I had like a fucking rough ass week, leading up to that, like a week where it's like 2 days back to back. It's like, I don't have time to take a lunch. And, it's just like stress. And it's like, you know what? It's Friday. I'm going to fucking buy a headset. And I went fucking nuts, man. Like I bought a headset. Within like the first night, I was like, I gotta get an extended battery for this motherfucker. Cause like I'm burning through it. Like 2 hour sessions, like it's not enough. So I got like the battery and all that. So now it's like, this is great. I got a fucking shitload of games. And it is fucking fantastic. I love it.
I've never ever used one.
Dude, come over and use it.
I want to.
Come over and use it. It's fucking awesome because it's like, I told Nikki, I was like,
what kind is it?
It's an Oculus Quest 2, which is Facebook owned, which really sucks, but it also explains.
Don't you have to have a Facebook account to
you do
use it?
But you can use mine when you come over.
Yeah.
and if you use a fake account, like you can brick the. Yeah, you could brick it.
Really?
Yeah, I've been watching YouTube videos about
How
it.
meta.
I know exactly,
Yeah.
and like they're
I
like
see what you did there.
the name of it now is the Meta Quest 2, and like nobody is calling it that.
No,
like
Oculus is better.
it's such a better fucking
good name
It's
for a
ridiculous,
product.
and their logo is still the O, so it's like it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Not even
you know
the
what I mean?
Meta M or whatever. It's
No, yeah, like on their
I call
socials.
that the Metafly.
Yeah.
Looks like a butterfly.
Sugar baby, it's it's I mean I fucking love it, and I played Phasmophobia
Ooh.
in VR for the first time by myself.
Ooh.
And the way I've got it set up is I've got the Steam link, so it's anyone who's like in the living room can see what's going on the VR headset.
Yeah.
So like Nikki and Henry were watching me play Phasmophobia, and like because like Henry had never seen it before.
Oh gosh.
And so he's like asking a bunch of questions and just just doing like 7-year-old like just nonstop. And I'm like, you have to be quiet. The ghost can hear you. And he's like, what? I was like, the ghost can hear you. And like the moment I say that, there's like this fucking like big like breath or whatever. And he's like, whoa.
That is so cool.
It's fucking rad because it's like you can use two tools at the same time because it's usually like motion controllers. So you can have a thermometer in one hand and your flashlight in the other.
Oh.
And like you can flip, and you've got like this utility belt where like you clip on the items and stuff.
So do you play this thing through the PC? You have to have a PC that supports it, or do you have games? Does it just run on its own?
It can run on its own, but like if it runs on its own, the library is limited because it's like I haven't got into like side loading stuff or anything yet, but I'm going to soon because I want to get Discord on it. But like
and porn.
and well, I mean you can do that without side loading, but yeah, you can do it better with side loading. The porn on it's great, by the way.
Okay.
So if you wear it, definitely know that is a thing that's you do.
Oh, then I'm out.
Yeah.
Porn. Who are you?
Yeah. So it's so the library. There's a library that you can like download. You can buy things on like the Oculus library, and it's stored internally on the headset. Or you can do an AirLink to your PC, which is all over Wi-Fi. Which I was like,
Isn't that nuts?
It's nuts.
How
And
does
it's
that even?
fucking fantastic?
That's crazy.
I love it. And it's like, this is going to be shitty. You know, I was
Right.
like, I'm going to have to buy like a link cable because they sell those. And it's like, that's the only way I'm going to get good quality from like streaming a VR game from my computer to my headset. Fucking no. It's flawless. It's fucking amazing. Wow.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, you can watch 4K Netflix movies, you know, and it's pretty much the same. So that's cool.
It's fucking wild, man. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I got Half-Life Alyx, which was in my Steam library already.
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet because it's like I want to get through Galgun 2, which is very, very, very good, I think, in VR. Like, it didn't get tiring because I love fucking light gun games, and like this is like the VR like shooting games are like, this is fucking awesome because it's like not only you're not just shooting things on the screen, it's like you'll hear shit behind you.
Turn around
You gotta
to
turn
shoot
around.
at it.
It's
Yeah.
fucking I love it. And it's one of those where it's like I told Nikki, I was like, I haven't been this excited about video games in decades.
Right.
Like fucking decades. I'm at work and I'm like, I can't wait to go home. I can't wait to go home
awesome.
and play this shit. And then it's like I go to bed and I'm like, I can't wait to wake up, go to work, come home and play this shit. So yeah, it's been like reinvigorating for like, yeah.
Tanya's been wanting me to buy one.
You should buy one.
I don't have the games like a PC to play games on, but for her, I think, you know, the stuff that you could get on the Oculus would be fine.
Beat Saber?
She wants to try Beat Saber.
Henry
like
loves playing
crazy.
Beat Saber.
Yeah.
And like I play it too, but it's like that's mainly his jam.
Yeah.
It's man, it's fun. It's cool. And it's like I know I'm like way behind the curve on this shit because it's but I'm late to the party, but man, it is a party I wish I'd have shown up to years ago. Like,
I may do something, see if I can round one up because that does sound neat. Then I got to buy a PC.
Yeah, you're gonna want one because like that's the majority of what I do is stream Steam games to it, and it's like Cat Lateral Damage, like a game that I got like I think in a Humble Bundle years ago.
Yeah.
For like $1, where you are a cat, and like the motion controllers are like these big blocky paws, and the game is you go around and knock shit off of tables. And it's all first person,
too,
and it's like there's a meow button. Like you push the button on the motion controller, it does a different meow each time you push it. But like, man, it is fucking wild because like Nikki was watching me play it, and I'm playing in bed because like you can do 2 different ways. Like I didn't know that the Quest 2 could do motion tracking. Like that's fucking wild to me. When I was playing Phasmophobia, I'm walking around the living room, and like as I walk around the living room, I'm walking around the fucking haunted house.
That's nuts.
It's fucking crazy. I didn't know it could do that. I thought it was all stationary, but you can switch it back and forth. You can switch it to like tracking or stationary. And so like when I was playing Cat Lateral Damage in bed, I'm streaming it to the Steam link in our room. And so I'm playing it, and it is like when you jump up, because you're a cat, so you can jump up on really high places. So like I'm up on this fucking high bookshelf, and I'm knocking this plant off, and like I look down over the edge of the fucking bookshelf, and holy shit, like it,
Did you get vertigo?
Dude, my brain, this shit tricks my brain, man. Like it really does. And that's another thing that's really fucking awesome about it. It's like, this is tricking my brain. Like when I look down, it's like, it is. It's like I'm looking down off a like a ladder off the top of my roof or something. And I'm like, and I gotta like look back. And so it's like, and she's like grabbing me because like I'm looking, I'm like, I'm about to fall off the fucking bed. Yeah. So man, oh dude, I love it. I fucking love it.
I can see that.
It is
excited.
Man, it is one of those things where it's like, when I bought it, I was like, and I told Nikki, I sent her a message, I was like, I want to buy this. I need a fucking toy. I need a fucking toy. It's been a shitty week. I've been just in a shitty mood, and like I've been very good with the diet, and like all these fucking things.
You
and
need
it's
a
like,
reward.
I just want a fucking toy, so I'm gonna buy a toy. And she's like, I don't care. She never cares.
Yeah.
It's just if I tell her about it, I feel less guilty.
Can we afford it? Yes, fine. Then get it.
Yeah, right. So I mean, but man, it is, man. Oh God, I wish I'd have gotten it on it earlier. And so now I'm like, the PlayStation the PlayStation VR 2 was just announced recently, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna buy that. So like I've signed up to get like notifications and shit because it's like, I'm ready. You
need to get one of those little treadmill things, those little that you can walk on and lean against the rail and stuff.
Yeah,
like Ready Player One style.
Right, and that's the other thing I was thinking about, where it's like, dude, this is like with Facebook owning Oculus, and like with them being the headsets being like, I mean, $200 is like, that's less than a fucking Xbox. That's less than a PlayStation. You know what I mean? That's like Switch range-ish kind of. And it's like, you make it cheap enough. Yeah. Everyone's going to eventually, right? You put enough money behind it. A lot of people are going to own these things, and they're cheap. So it's like, all right. And then you just get your fucking data from using it. And it's like, it is going to be Ready Player One. We're going to be fucking living in the stacks.
Yes.
But I'm okay with it because it's awesome.
Ready to sign my life over this now.
I'm like, well, what's his name? Cypher in The Matrix.
Yeah.
Steak, man. Man, yeah. So super excited.
My body says this isn't a steak.
Right.
My brain says, I know this isn't a steak.
But they've got those, like, I don't know if you've seen them or not, but they've got like those vests that I think are like experimental or whatever, but like where they've just got a whole bunch of like sensors on them, and like people are going into VR chat, right? And it's like if someone touches them like on their chest,
haptic feedback.
It is. It's like Ready Player One shit, where
Holy
it's like
crap.
someone touches the chest and then like the vest like vibrates.
Wow.
There. It's fucking wild.
Lower.
Right, yeah. What are you doing? I'm gonna need a vest for my dick.
Sheath,
So,
if you will.
a sheath. Yeah. So man, it's been great.
Awesome.
I've also been playing Inscription, which is fucking phenomenal. Like that that's the game that tore me away from VR. Like I'm torn at night. I'm like, oh, do I play VR? Do I play Inscription? I'm like 18 hours into it. I think I'm almost done. But like,
What is it?
I don't. Yeah.
Inscription. It's like imagine like I don't want to give too much away.
Like a pharmacy sim?
No, but that would transcription. I don't know.
Prescription.
That's shit, man. They should do a series. But it's inscription and it's in and then crypt, like the word crypt. So there's a Y in there. Inscription. And it is, I don't want to give too much away about it, but it is essentially Magic the Gathering meets Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh, okay.
And it is fucking phenomenal.
So someone rips up your Black Lotus and you kill yourself.
I don't want to give anything
Makes
away.
sense.
I mean, don't spoil things. But it's dark and it is meta, not like that meta, not Oculus meta, but like it's phenomenal.
What platforms is this one on?
It's on, I think it's only on PC right now, but I imagine it's probably one of those because it's gotten a lot. Like I'm late to that party by like 2 months, and like it got enough buzz that I think it'll probably get ports and stuff. Like it's fantastic. It's by, I believe his name is Daniel Mullins. He's the dude who made Pony Island, which is another game that is kind of like, it's kind of one of those where it's not what it seems to be. And it's very meta. We got to come up with another word for that.
They stole the best word.
So and Rhythm Master Paul Korn turned me onto that years ago when I played it, and that is phenomenal. This is, Inscription is, I don't want to give anything away, but it is like, if you like card games at all, and you also like things that are a little, I guess, cerebral, but it's not really like, I don't want to make it. It's not like a pretentious game. It's just one of those where it's like, holy shit, I didn't see. It's what? What am I supposed to do? It's like one of those where it's like, anyone who's played Doki Doki Literature Club knows there's a part in the game where you do something that is kind of outside of the game.
Yeah,
that is like all this shit is. Like, I mean, it is like, it's just like, holy fuck. Like every time you do something, like I'm constantly questioning, am I supposed to do it? Like, what's the solution to this? Am I supposed to? So it's very cool.
Cool.
I followed the Antiques Roadshow on TikTok, and they had a TikTok video where a mom brings in her son's magic cards. He has like a full big set of Black Lotus and all the Mox jewels and all this shit. And the Antiques Roadshow guy is like,
it's worth nothing. I'll give you $1 for it.
Best I can do.
Fine. He's just like, oh my God, do you know what you have? And he's just going off. She's like, oh, gee, I had no idea. It was just his cards and they were in the attic. He's like, yeah, here, $30,000 for your cards.
Damn.
He's like, oh, okay, cool.
Will you buy them right now? Man, yeah, that's wild. I don't know where all my magic cards went. I didn't have anything really great, but still, it'd be nice to know where they were.
Mine are all in that wee bag on the knick-knack stand.
The wee bag.
Wee bag.
Tiny cards in the wee bag.
I think I might have two packs of real cards. All the others are printouts glued to playing cards in magic sleeves.
Oh yeah, dude.
I've got to remember to bring those Star Wars customizable card game cards here.
Oh shit. I forgot about
I've got that whole big set of them, and I keep forgetting to bring it. And I forgot your Ring Fit again. God damn it.
I've been doing that Ring Fit.
It's been snowing. It's all right.
I've been doing that Ring Fit. Still on it. That was another gateway thing where it's like, honestly, truly, like I think that was another thing that got the VR headset shit back in my mind.
It's pretty close to, it's ish. Like
it's VR, but it's on a TV screen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you're moving around and right.
But it's you doing the thing.
Yeah,
you know?
It was a perfect conflux of things that led me to sell my soul to Facebook.
Well, speaking of Star Wars, I did get caught up on Boba Fett.
You're farther along than I am. I gave up when I was like, no one's watching this. All right.
Well, I'm caught up. There's one more episode.
All right. How many episodes total?
7. That's not a lot.
So I have 4. I have 3 to watch.
And those are the best 3.
Oh, that sucks to hear.
I mean, I was I was kind of okay. You know, it was fine. I like to see Boba Fett, and I like to see what he got. You know, how he escapes from the Sarlacc pit after he falls in at the end of Return of the Jedi, and sort of what happened. And then they go into this thing where he gets, and I'm not going to try to spoil too much. He gets found by a group of Tusken Raiders, and at first is their prisoner, but eventually earns their trust, and they train him and take him in as one of their own, and he sort of becomes like their advocate to other cities and other syndicates and places like that on Tatooine. And so I thought that was really neat.
I like the whole, like, because this is not a real spoiler, but let's, like, when Jabba dies, there's a fucking power vacuum.
Exactly.
And I think that's really interesting.
And he, at first, his manservant, Bib Fortuna, took over and ran that show in the interim until Boba Fett came back and said, "No, it's going to be me. I'm taking this." Yeah. And so, yeah, it was pretty good. I was like not blown away. But then these last few episodes, all I got to say about it is, again, I'm not going to say it's a spoiler because we all knew that the Book of Boba Fett was coming after The Mandalorian, right? That was kind of the big ending thing, that Boba Fett's sitting on Jabba's throne, and next up, Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, it turns out Book of Boba Fett is Mandalorian Chapter 2, and that's all I'm going to say.
Oh.
It gets into The Mandalorian again.
Interesting.
In a good way.
Okay,
like,
that's good.
It's really good, but because Tanya was like interested in watching it, but I'm consuming TV shows faster than people can make them.
The speed of light.
Yeah. And so I went to Tanya. I said, "Look, I'm tired of waiting. I'm going to go ahead and start Book of Boba Fett if you're cool with that." And she's like, "Yeah, no, that's fine." And because I was thinking it wouldn't have really much to do with Mandalorian, other than
I didn't think
it was
so
a lead
either.
in to it, you know. Nope, it's important. So, you know, I told her, and she's like, "Well, fuck." I said, "Well, just watch it. 7 episodes. It's not going to take you that long." But
I hate that feeling, though, of required viewing.
I know.
That bugs the shit out of
But
me.
it's okay because, I mean, and I guess you didn't really watch The Mandalorian, though, so you might not take as much from that.
I probably won't.
You might get spoiled on what happened in The Mandalorian. So,
Oh, well.
it's
C'est la
good.
vie.
It's a good thing.
I wish I could watch shows faster, but I've been doing that VR thing real hard. But like Nikki and I watched the first episode of Archive 81, and that was fucking fantastic.
It's a great show.
And we want to watch all of it. It's just been one of those.
But you're trying to play VR.
Trying to play VR, and it's also like, I don't know, we have a limited amount of time together. Do we want to watch Archive 81? We just want to have sex? Probably have sex. Okay. And then we'll like do that. And then it's like, and then like I'll be up and I'm like, well, I'm not going to watch Archive 81 without her.
Right.
So I play Phasmophobia on VR.
There you go. I've gotten caught up on Peacemaker. I watched that. I watched a movie called The Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt, which is pretty good.
Was he Mario in this?
No, he was not Mario.
Was it like the prequel to the Mario Brothers movie?
Probably.
At the end, did he say, "It's a me," and then hard cut to black in the credits?
Yeah. Yep. You got it. You don't even need to watch that.
Someone threw him a devolution gun.
At this rate, you may as well watch Naruto.
Well, I know.
That is true.
Well, I actually picked up, just because Peacemaker actually turned out to be a pretty good show. I thought it was going to be dumb, but it's been a pretty good show. And it's, of course, DC Universe, which I've not got a huge investment in. But I watched it, and I was watching on HBO Max, and it came up and said, if you like Peacemaker, you might also like Titans. And it's Teen Titans, only they're not teenagers, and it's a lot darker.
I've
and
heard
it's
that's
not
good.
a cartoon. I've seen a few episodes of it, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard
dark.
it's good.
Very violent, lots of language. I mean, the first thing you hear Robin say is "fuck Batman." Like,
Fuck Batman,
Fuck
stop
Batman.
sucking my dick.
no, it's more
It's
of
a me, Mario.
It's more of a "fuck Batman" type of. He's pissed at him.
Yeah.
So, I found that.
And
one
what he's,
now.
I'm gonna come in this pussy, Starfire.
So I found
Beast Boy,
that.
turn to a gerbil and get up my ass.
They've got, what's the girl with the demon? What's her name?
Tom Green.
Raven.
is it Raven? I don't know. They haven't really called her by that name, and I only saw just a little bit of the cartoon from time to time, which was a good show.
The cartoon is good.
The cartoon was fun.
They've showed Beast Boy, they've showed her, they've showed I think Starfire, and then Dove.
I'm sorry, Doug. Doug's back.
I wish
In the Teen
Doug was in the Teen
Titans.
Titans.
That would be
form.
fucking great, man. He's Quail Man. Fuck Batman and this guy with a belt on his head. What
His
the
underwear
fuck?
on the outside of his pants.
God?
But yeah, it's been pretty interesting to watch.
His dog is cool though. Oh man.
Well, we want to take a little break and talk about some Mega Man 3.
I'm good with that.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we probably should have mentioned that's what the show was about. People got it.
It's on the,
It's
it's on the
title.
episode
You
art, the
saw
title.
you saw the thing. You know what you're here for. That Aziz Ansari new special is very good, by the way.
Oh, the
That's what
thing I was
Casey
going to
said. I
tell
do wanna
you
see
about. The one show that we watched together, Tanya and I watched this. We finished it in like 2.5 hours. It's a short little 6-episode thing. Murderville. Have you heard of this?
That sounds vaguely.
It's
Oh well, yeah. No, I saw the title screen for it. The little preview, dealio, promo.
It's the guy from that voices Lego Batman. What's his name? He does the Reese's commercials and stuff.
Will Arnett.
Will Arnett is a detective.
Okay. I'm on board.
They have to solve a murder in every episode, and he's got a special guest star in every episode, and they're playing themselves. So there's one with Marshawn Lynch, and then there's one with Ken Jeong and Annie, what's her name from Schitt's Creek?
I don't know. I haven't
Murphy,
seen, I haven't
Annie
seen
Murphy.
Schitt's Creek. I've heard it's great.
It is great.
It is great. I've seen half of it. It's
a
very good.
Beautiful show. Loved it.
Is it a show that I can watch while playing Final Fantasy V, or is it one that I need to pay attention to?
I think you can.
Yeah, you get the gist of it.
Great.
I mean, it's not terribly, complex.
Right.
I watched it while playing Borderlands 3.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Anyway, the Sharon Stone's in an episode. Anyway, the kicker is that it's all improv. The guest star does not know what the fuck is going on. They have
That's
to
awesome.
improv their way through. And so,
Man.
and Will Arnett will at one point say something like, I need you to speak in a funny voice because this suspect is, or whatever. And they'll have to just improv their way
Oh, that's fun.
through it. And then at the end of the episode, the guest star has to figure out who of 3 suspects they think is the one that committed the murder. And then they're told whether or not they're right or wrong. But
Okay.
and it's quick. It's half an hour an episode or less even, 6 episodes. But it's based on a British show of a similar structure. But yeah, really cool. Cool show. That'd be easy to get through, but I highly recommend. We were laughing our asses because they'll crack up. Even Will Arnett, you'll see him cracking up and trying not to laugh, but the guest stars just will start fucking just chuckling and laughing at the ridiculousness of what's going on. It's really well done improv, murder mystery comedy type of thing.
Okay.
So
Nice.
I'm
I
down.
know it'd be right up y'all's alley.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
definitely
Sounds
give
good.
that a watch. That was where I was going with all that. I was watching binging and things, and I got off on Titans, but this one was the one, Murderville. Check it out.
I saw that's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I saw the
Just came out.
I saw the promo image for that after we got done watching. Like we got done watching the first episode of Archive 81, and it was like 11:30, and it was like, can't let the next one start because it's like if I watch a second episode of Archive 81,
in.
we're in, and then it's going to be fucking 1:30, and we're going to be fucking miserable the next day.
Yeah.
So we stopped, and when I stopped, I saw that was the promo image. I saw Murderville, and I was like, that Will Arnett.
Yeah. It's really, really fun.
Cool.
Brand new, and I there will be a second season. There has to be. But yeah, it's top notch. Super good stuff.
That Aziz, the new Aziz, Dennis sent me a message about it like the day that it dropped, and I was like, oh yeah, and they're gonna watch that. And then like it took me a few days to actually finally make the time to watch it. But Nikki and I watched it, and it's like I wish I would have made the time earlier because I didn't realize how short it was. He just does like 30 minutes at the Comedy Cellar, where he's just kind of walks on and does it. And it's honestly, I think it's his best special. Like
Cool.
it's very, very good. It's when Dennis and I were talking about it, I mean, he nailed it when he's like, yeah, it feels like it's like his most mature special, and like that is very true. That's
No,
like,
he's not just making Tom noises. Ah!
yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of that because that's his thing,
His
you know.
style
But
still.
right, yeah, but yeah, it's good.
Cool.
He's not in Mega Man 3, I don't think.
I'm pretty sure he's Needle Man.
He's Needle Man. I wasn't. Damn it, I wasn't sure.
We'll cast the Parks and Recs crew as the Mega Man.
Oh my God,
Robot
let's do
Masters.
it. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do those parallels. We were doing the Simpsons Mega Man 3 parallels on the TADPOG Discord a couple weeks ago, and there were a lot of good ones. A lot of good ones in there. So, all right, you gonna take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Break.
Okay. And we're back.
We returned. All right. Well, why don't we talk about some Mega Man 3?
Mega Man 3. Never heard of it. They made 3 of these things?
I know. They probably stopped there, though.
Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed this segment. On to the next segment.
Yeah.
Ever played Mega Man? Yeah. Bye.
Yeah.
Cool.
I do feel like,
Jump and Shoot Man? Yeah.
yeah, I feel like I'm probably the last person in the world to ever play Mega Man 3. I feel like everyone had played it before. Had you played Mega Man 3 before, Ian?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm terrible at Mega Man.
Yeah?
I try to play
Like historically?
them. Yeah. I
Really?
try to play them and I don't know what it is. Something blocks in me and I just suck. I
Really?
suck at Mega Man.
I am surprised.
They're not easy games. They're really not.
No, they're fucking hard games by my estimation. I mean, they're very, very. This one was no different.
Yeah.
For me, I had a lot of trouble with it. I ended up having to passcode my way past. I couldn't get past Magnet Man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you, like, okay, so when I play a Mega Man game, the very first thing I do is go to my computer machine and I shout at it, "Give me the list, the boss list. What order? Boss order." And then it gives me a
Yeah.
list. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to fight the bosses in this order. And I do that every time.
That's what I didn't know you could do that. I didn't think to. It makes perfect sense, what with the internet and all. But you
novel.
turned me onto that, so I
Oh,
did
man.
that too. And my problem was, we can get to that if you want.
Well, sometimes the boss order makes sense. You can kind of logic it out. Not so much in 3. The enemies are a little more obtuse than the previous 2 entries, so it's not as like, oh, we're clearly Waterman, to Fireman or whatever. The elements are easy. You can go with that. There's
The
not really
needle
so many
element.
elements.
Yeah.
Yeah, needles and snakes and Geminis.
yeah,
Tops. Tops
Tops.
are the antithesis of snakes.
and hard.
Hard.
Just concepts.
Democracy Man. Oh, well, fascism man. Oh, that's how it goes.
Kind of like Old Spice deodorant. Men smell like concepts.
Yeah.
Sweet. Somebody put, why do women be getting like, flowers and shit, and men got to smell like concepts?
It just makes me think of They Might Be Giants, Particle Man, with all that. Yeah, with like,
Fuck yeah.
that's like Mega Man 3 definitely feels like that because the Robot Masters all feel very, they are. They're like concepts. They're very fucking obtuse, like you said, Tyler. And then but also I feel like a boss order in Mega Man 3 is much more important than like Mega Man 2, where it is like, all right, you just get Woodman like right off the bat, and it's like, all right,
Metal Man.
is it who has the spinning blades? Is that
Metal Man has
Okay.
yeah.
All right, yeah.
Woodman has
weak
leaf
against
shield.
it. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. It's been a minute since I played Mega Man 2, and also probably because I use these boss orders that I just find online. Don't remember any. You know what I mean? Like it's like they just go in. I hold them in my brain. They're in RAM. They're not in ROM. I just hold them there until I don't need them anymore, and then I just flush them out of my system. And I'm like, that was a fun experience.
No.
Don't need to remember any of this.
Well, you and I followed the same boss order, but that apparently is not the most popular boss order by any means.
Really?
It's the first result that pops up when you put it into the God machine.
Yeah, I think they're called, is it like video game chums or something like that?
But everywhere else I looked gave me something a little different.
Yeah.
Who was the first boss that you did?
Magnet Man.
Magnet
That's
Man,
me.
yeah.
I followed that same one then too, and I couldn't get past him.
Magnet Man, he was. That's why I went back to check, because I was like, this is a little harder than the first boss you're kind of obtusely supposed to do in general Mega Mans. This one's harder than I think it's supposed to be. So
Well-
when I check other ones, like there was one that had a lot more hits to do, and I feel like it was maybe Top Man was first.
See, I could have taken Top Man if I'd have gone at him first,
Yeah.
but I had committed at this point, so I ended up trying, and then I was like, nope, fuck it. I found a code, a password.
Sure, because there's a password save.
There's
in
a
this
password save
game.
every time you beat a boss, and
Yeah.
I found the one that said you beat Magnet Man, but none of the others.
Yeah.
So I just essentially scummed past him. After that, having Magnet Man's weapon,
which is good.
which is a good, powerful weapon, at the next boss I was able to beat on my own, and then I got his weapon, and so then it started to become a little easier. I just couldn't get over that first hurdle just as basic Mega Man.
Yeah.
So
I because of my fucking nature, like when I play a Mega Man game, it is like I use the Mega Buster unless it is absolutely necessary for me to use a different weapon, unless it's Mega Man 2, and then it's just fucking saw blades all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I never use the weapon until I get to the
to the
next
boss. See, that's how I am.
Yeah.
Unless there's like sometimes there are enemies where it's like, okay, obviously, like in Snake Man's level with the giant snake heads, it's like, obviously, I'm going to use Shadow Man shurikens here because I mean these are fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I think I said last time, like, this was my very first Mega Man game.
Mega Man 3 was your
Mega
first
Man 3
one?
was my absolute first.
That's
I'd never heard of Mega
entry
Man.
to Mega Man.
Because with my two cousins who were like 6-7 years older than me, going to that family reunion in Kansas, going down to his basement, and he has NES with 3 games. So Mario, Mega Man 3, and a WWF wrestling game. So Mega Man saw the most play. So I remember vividly Snake Man. That was who they tried to beat like the whole time we were down there.
Yeah.
Snake Man and then Gemini Man.
Great track. I think Snake Man, like that level
all
has
this
a wonderful.
music
Oh, the
is
music's
so
fucking
good.
fantastic.
But so that holds special memory for me. And then I never played another Mega Man. I never played 1 or 2 until I was much older. I played 3 and then I played X. So it was very different. And even going back, well, before I start going into specifics,
Yeah.
you have any information you want to give us about Mega Man?
Mega Man 3 was a game developed and published by Capcom, I think in 1990. I'm not looking off a sheet or anything.
for the NES.
For the NES. And it is the third in the Mega Man series.
All right.
That's
Good.
all I got.
Sounds good. So the thing with Mega Man games, so my first thing I usually roll over is your expectations from the box art.
Right.
So Mega Man in America and Japan have two could not be more
Yeah.
different in tone
Yeah.
and art style and
Yeah.
quality
Yeah.
than Mega Man.
Yeah. Mega Man, like, notoriously has
Notoriously.
horrible North American art.
See Mega Man, Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah.
So, because the Mega Man box art, American box art, is fucking horrific, and it became a running joke. They ran through the whole series, and it's just terrible. So
Terrible.
terrible. It's terrible. It's Charles Barkley style terrible.
It is. It really is.
It is the Charles Barkley's golf swing of video NES art.
What's so like okay, so Mega Man 1 obviously is like really the worst. But
The
like
worst.
Mega Man 3 box art is like what is so like
He looks like Alfred E. Newman. He's dressed up as Mega Man.
what, me worry? Man. There's like so like what frustrates me the most about the Mega Man 3 North American box art is that technically that's good
That's
art.
a step up.
Like that's
That's
like
a step up.
Technically, that's good commercial art, especially for the time. But it's like, but just the concept of it is like, and like you're right. He looks like Alfred E. Newman because he's like, they try to make him. It's like they try to make him human, like realistic looking, but also cartoonish.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, he looks like they caught a Smurf and fucking shaved it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then like put white face on it. Yeah, I mean, not a good look.
The Japanese art, you get a look at all the bosses and some of the enemies and thing, kind of.
They're very,
More of a
very chibi
summary.
in that one. Though.
Yeah, it's all like manga style, like children's manga style, and
Looks like Dragon Ball almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I love, and I would have loved that as a kid too. I was drawn to that stuff, but it was certainly more rare than it is now.
It's called Rockman in Japan.
Which again, there's still some weird translation errors with that because Rockman in Japan, so it's Rock and his sister Roll.
Mm-hmm.
So in here, he's Mega Man still with his sister Roll.
Yeah.
which makes a little less sense.
Yeah, they kept it. They didn't keep Blues.
Yep, Blues as Proto Man.
He's Proto Man in North America, which I believe his first appearance is in Mega Man 3.
Yep. You just see this weird robot that has a whistle noise, and then the robot comes out and fights you. It's like, what the fuck? He has no health bar. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's really cool when he shows up because it's like, even like as an adult, like knowing who Proto Man is, when he showed up in the game, like out of the blue, I'm like, oh, I'm just fighting Proto Man now. And then like you fight him and defeat him, and then he like breaks the blocks leading down to the rest of the level. And it's like,
Proto Man is my favorite part of Mega Man lore.
see, I
love Proto Man.
I don't know that much Mega Man lore, honestly, because like these games, like I think they're really fun, and I think it's cool that they do have lore. But I also, I don't know. I just never really bothered to learn it. Like what about Proto Man's?
Well, like
lore do you like?
Light and Wily used to be colleagues, the top of in their respective fields. So they wanted to work together to make this humanoid robot.
And one was like, I want to fuck this thing. And the other one was like, I want to raise this as my child. Fuck off. Go to your weird skull castle, you pervert.
So they I think Light designs Proto Man's body and Wily designs his personality and his operating system.
See, to me, that would be backwards because Wiley wanted to fuck him, so he did the body. But so maybe my.
He's like, I want this robot to want to fuck me. So
You get to choose. Yeah, which one do you want? Look, I like fucking kids, but only if they want it.
I'm not,
I'm not a monster.
Rape. Who am I, Cosby? No, thank you.
Welcome to TADPOG. We're your hosts.
So they install it, but there are all these problems, like the robot is very aggressive and resistant to change, and basically the model is condemned and decommissioned, and
The robot's all
they want to find out like his design is good, but the personality is wrong. So
fucking
they
Wily
blame that on
fucked
Wily.
up.
So Wily
Yeah.
is basically excommunicated. So he then officially becomes the villain.
And he's like, fine, I'll make a fucking castle that looks like a skull, you damn motherfuckers.
But they don't throw Proto Man out. He kind of just runs off, escapes. So he's Proto Man has a lot of contradictions. Like he's still he feels like he should be the bad guy. He's supposed to hate Mega Man. He's supposed to do X, Y, and Z, but he doesn't want to. He's the moral gray area in Mega Man.
He's the elder brother.
And then Light, yeah.
This all, I mean, like, yeah, this, I wouldn't be surprised if like we look into it, it's like, oh yeah, the creator was like, yeah, like family shit, you know what I mean?
Theta from Star Trek had an evil twin brother that it very much follows the description you gave.
Yeah.
Really?
He was given free will and he was given the emotions and all the things that they left out of Data because Lore is his name. Lore turned out to be kind of a dick.
Yeah.
You know, and he was evil, essentially. Very chaotic, you know. And very, very smarmy and kind of wisecracking and just did his own thing or whatever. But yeah, he was kind of the bad seed, the Gen 1 of Data that their creator was like, no, this ain't going to work. So they put a bunch of restrictions on Data where he didn't have emotion and, you know, things of that nature, so that he would be a little bit easier to be around and not such a wild card all the time.
What did they do with lore? What happened with lore?
Lots of things happen with lore.
Yeah. So that's like it was like an arc kind of thing. Oh, okay.
It was a multi.
It wasn't just like one episode. Hey, it's Data's brother. And they're like,
and then we never saw him again.
Yeah, and then they kiss. Ooh.
There are probably four. There's probably a good like lore 2 or 3 episode run in 4 to 5 seasons of that show.
Really?
I mean, they keep bringing him back. He's a recurring character, and he usually is there for like big story arc type things. So
interesting,
yeah, really good shit. But yeah, that just all the stuff you were saying about Proto Man just immediately made me. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah. So I think he like de facto ends up with Wily, but doesn't always listen to Wily, and then Wily is going and corrupting the other bots. And so then Light responds by making Mega Man and making Roll and then making Rush.
I know. I should make
Rush.
I should make Astro Boy. Oh shit, it's taken already. Fine, we'll call him Mega Man.
And then eventually, much later in the series, you see where Wily tries again to make the most advanced, android, Reploid, whatever possible. That is Zero in the X series.
Okay.
So
those two continuities, like they're in the same universe, like Mega Man and Mega Man X, like that's okay. That's all the same. It's the same universe.
Because Mega Man X is not Mega Man.
Right.
I don't know what happens to Mega Man in the transition.
He got fucked to death by Wily.
Yeah, you're right.
in the Wily Wars.
And then eventually Light does make X. And then when you see in the future, X finds those capsules that have Light's memories programmed onto him for upgrades and stuff for X.
So Mega Man is the middle child.
Yeah.
So if we're doing the Malcolm in the middle,
he's Malcolm.
He's Frankie Muniz. That kind of shakes out.
Yeah,
you're right.
I mean, like, but there's four of those in Malcolm in the Middle, so it doesn't really.
Because I think it's in. I'm remembering YouTube videos from a long time ago. In 7, there is some sort of dark, very powerful energy that comes from space, and Wily finds it, and he's using it to make all these robots because it's like an enormous, powerful source of energy, but it corrupts them and fucks them up, and he ends up like installing a lot of it into Zero. Zero is the original bad in Mega Man X. So you don't see that part,
right?
You just read about it,
right?
And then Sigma was Dr. Light's creation. Who was the ultimate maverick hunter. When he goes after Zero, that energy goes out of Zero and latches onto Sigma. So then Zero turns over to Light's side, and he teams up with Mega Man. So
there's like a Sigma-esque character in Mega Man 3, right? And is it
Gamma?
Gamma.
Mm-hmm.
So all about the Greek letters, and which I think is cool. Like, like that's a running thing. I think that's really neat. Mm-hmm. I think it's like I was surprised when this game starts and like they're like Wily and Light are working together, and I'm like, yeah, right, of course, sure they are, But I still think it's neat because it's like they act like. So I respect the even though I don't really know it, I respect the Mega Man lore a lot more than I do like the Zelda lore, and it's because like with Mega Man. They are doing a series of games that it feels like they intended where it's like, yeah, this is all the same. We got to explain why Wily's back because what happened in Mega Man 2. We got to explain why he's back, and they're just working together. And it's like, I just think that's great that they're like,
America took Nazi scientists, so fine. Why it's like, sure, Wily, you're pretty good. Come on.
Come on, I'm sure we get to space one day. So yeah, I think that's neat. Like to me, it's like one of those where it's like, yeah, we're thinking about this. As opposed to like years in the future, fans are like, we need this to make sense. And they're like, okay, well, I guess we'll patch this
Putting
together.
It together after the fact.
Right.
Yeah. Making it fit. Square peg, round hole.
Right.
Type of thing.
Yeah. So I like it when games are made with that in mind, from the start. I respect that more than the, because to me, like, not to get too hard on like the Zelda timeline or anything, but to me, like, because I was an art major, it was one of those things where it's like you can always tell when someone gets up to present for a critique and they're just making shit up.
my
And it's just like,
God.
you're bullshitting. You made that because you think it looks cool, and it does. But like you're
trying to make meaning where there's no
Right, there's
fucking
no meaning,
You
yeah.
just create it. Dude, I know. I sat
Oh,
through
you mean
so
the-
many shitty critiques in my college years, and I like facepalm just constantly like, God, please tell me this teacher is not buying this fucking line of shit.
They always bought it.
They always bought it,
bought
or
it.
at least pretended to buy it so that we could get it over with. Because
Yeah.
most of my art teachers were just like, okay, I don't really care. This looks
That's what
it's
you
really
want.
cool.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's very good craftsmanship. Can we just move on?
Yeah.
I remember going to your senior showcase,
Yeah.
or what we thought was your senior showcase, and we all signed all sorts of D&D references into the book we thought was yours.
Yeah.
And it was not.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't me. It wasn't my show. I think my show was the next week or something like that. Or no,
So
no,
somebody has a bunch of strangers going, it's Dwarven Craft quality.
no. I know whose book it was. So because I was cheap. I was like, oh, we have to rent the space in the Curris Center,
Yeah,
and it's
I
like,
know. I went through that too.
so it was like, I'll just share it with this guy I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did that, and then we had 2 books, and then you guys signed his book, and he ended up not liking me because he was like an older guy and like had money and stuff. You know what I mean? Like for me, I think it was like, it wasn't super expensive. I think it was like maybe $50 or something like that. But I mean, I had constantly, he was fucking hounded me for that money, and it was like, dude, I work at Office Depot. I don't like, and I'm paying for school. I will get you $50, but you gotta fucking chill, man.
Yeah. We had mine when we did ours, same place, Curse Center, the whole 9 yards. We had 7 or 8 of us graduating at the same time. So it was a lot cheaper to, split it up
many ways.
And then I designed the poster for it. We called it Bachelor Party, and it got picked as the poster. I made everybody lay their faces down on copy machines.
Nice.
And then I put down the middle, I put each one of their squished faces, but then I tore a piece of paper and it looked like a silhouette of a woman. And then I called it Bachelor Party because of bachelor degree.
Yeah,
that thing.
that's
But
awesome.
We did that, and then it turned out, it was pretty neat because like I made all that stuff, and it was just my stuff that I had made, but when it was put on display with like lights and shit, it was neat.
It looks better,
like,
doesn't
whoa.
it? Yeah, looks like we put it in a frame, and it's like, oh man, that's the trick.
But I don't have my book. I've lost my book.
I don't know
my
where
visitor
mine
book.
is. I don't know where mine is either.
Some assholes put a bunch of D&D references in
Yeah.
it. I just
I'll
threw
get
it
you your
out.
$50.
I'll
Just
get you
give
your
me a
money.
minute.
Anyway, I digress.
It's not masterwork, it's Dwarven Craft. all like 8 of us all signed shit like that.
I wonder where I need to look that guy. I can't remember his name, but like I need to look him up, and I'm sure if I had my fucking Oculus headset here, I'd fucking find out tomorrow. I'd be like, hey, you're talking about this guy. We found some information.
Oh, based on the art, what do you guys think? What would your expectations be of the game?
We're doing a show. I forgot.
I sort of default to this more than I should. I knew what it was.
Right.
I didn't have expectations because I knew it was a Mega Man game. I knew exactly what it was going to be.
Same.
Didn't really have any. There was no mystery there, so there was no expectation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I had high expectations. I know, so I think it's interesting, Tyler, that Mega Man 3 was your first Mega Man game. Mega Man DOS was mine, so it's all
it's all up from there.
It's all uphill. And Mega Man
security
DOS,
dogs fucking chasing you across screens. Yeah.
And I beat that because it was like, I got this game and I'm 7 and everybody at school is talking about Mega Man. So it sounds cool. And I liked it because I didn't know any better. I didn't have an NES, never played it on an NES, didn't know what the fuck. I'm like, this Mega Man. I remember going to school and being like, you guys were on to something with this Mega Man. It's real fucking good. How do you guys get past the dogs?
The what? The dogs is the security gate to get into the robot factory.
Right?
Do you like the music though, Dave? Music?
You mean the sound of jumping and landing?
We have Mega Man at home.
Right.
Mega Man at home.
There's a nice little
Dogs.
Mega Man 3 to that. Like Mega Man 3 fits into Mega Man DOS because on DOS there was Mega Man and then there was Mega Man 3. There was no Mega Man 2. Mega Man 3 is the direct sequel to Mega Man on DOS.
Oh.
But it is not a port of Mega Man 3. It is an entirely different game that was developed without Mega Man in mind. I haven't played it. I didn't even know it existed. If I'd have known it existed as a kid, I'd be like, oh, Dad, pirate this.
Because what Gaming Historian does a whole thing about the DOS Mega Man.
Yes, and it's a fantastic video. Because his video is where I learned about Mega Man 3, but they didn't call it Mega Man 2 because when it came out, when Mega Man 3 DOS came out, Mega Man 3 for the NES was out. So they're like, if we call this thing Mega Man 2, no one's gonna fucking buy it.
Right, because the current one is 3.
Because the current one is 3. We can't trick anybody unless we call it Mega Man 3.
Yep.
Oh man. But yeah, I remember Mega Man DOS, like that being like, I remember the turbo button on the 386 or 486, whatever it was. I remember that one I had to turn on to play Mega Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise it was rough.
I had a kind of a DOS experience playing Mega Man 3 because I still can't play my Retroid because I don't have my games yet.
Yeah.
It's nobody's fault. It's except probably the post
office.
It's just taking forever. But
And the dude
It's Louis DeJoy's fault.
yeah. To play this, I had to get the Mega Man collection for the Switch.
Yeah.
Which was super glitchy and laggy, and it lagged like when there's too much on the screen. It was like it was trying to emulate NES, but doing it really badly.
That's precisely what it was doing, is my guess.
I
was
think only
emulating
the
it poorly.
PlayStation version doesn't do that.
Yeah. Well, I just it looked bad. Like no matter how you set it, it looked bad. There were always like lines on the screen and things that were
my
glitching off
version
the edge.
has like Shadow Man has that little bar above him, that weird glitchy line that's actually on all the carts and everything like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
NES.
So I was like, that bugged the shit out of me. You're talking about on when you're doing the boss stage select, right?
Yep.
Of the Robot
Yep,
Master.
Shadow
Yeah,
Man's
yeah.
glitchy on top.
What's up with that? I'm so glad because I
That's
was
on
like,
every copy. That's just how it is.
I was like, what is wrong with my? Because like I've got like a fucking intricate setup, so it's like something's fucking up in this. It's like complicated. It's like I got a fucking problem with this fucking cable. I remember turning it off, taking it out, like fucking checking it out, putting it back in, trying a different game, and it's like, okay, it's only in Mega Man 3.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yep.
I'm so glad to hear that.
But I didn't. It was an unpleasant experience.
That sucks to hear.
for me. I mean, it was already really hard, and I get frustrated on shit like that anyway. So it was kind of a shitty experience. I'd like to go back and play it again once I do get my Retroid going and see if it's any better, any different.
It probably will be.
But yeah, it was just kind of disappointing.
It sucks because it's like a thing that they put out and you pay money for. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth the money. They didn't do a very good job. I mean, it was like you could tell it was just a hack job just to get it out there and sell it
grab.
to people. Yeah.
And that's on Switch. I'm curious what it's like on like on PC, for example.
Right.
And like I'm curious if it has the same problems or if it was. I can't imagine it's a limitation with the fucking Switch. It's it's an NES game.
Yeah. I just think it was bad coding.
Yeah, that sucks. I heard some other people on the TADPOG Discord because this was Mega Man 3 was the retro video game club game for January. And because of that, we were talking about it on Discord, and like I remember a few people mentioned that like there's crazy input delay. Like it's not crazy, but noticeable.
It's
input
enough.
delay.
I found that I found myself. That I think why I was having such trouble, like with Magnet Man, for example. I try to slide under him, but my slide would just tick off like just a half second too late.
No, you got to have
and I'm like
Mario,
land right
Mario
under him.
tight
Yeah.
on Mega Man.
You really do. And so I detoxed from that a little bit by going back and playing Mega Man 11 for a while.
Yeah.
Which, it's a really good game.
I like
It's-
Mega Man
it's
11, yeah.
Super good looking and fun. And So I still got to enjoy the Mega Man experience because I think Mega Man 11 was similar to Mega Man 3, just a lot more involved, a lot more
systems,
and ways to save energy. You can buy like energy buckets and things, that can save your ass at the last minute, things like that. But I
hoarded those too in Mega Man 3. Like even going in, like everybody was like, farmy tanks, it's great. And it's like
there's no cap in this one, which is a change.
Right.
And they stay with you even after death.
Right.
Which is also a change.
Which is that's amazing. And I didn't have to farm them, which was nice because it was like if I would have had to farm them, I don't know how long I would have done that. Because like I don't know it's Mega Man is just a kind of game where I just want to sit down and I want to play it and I want to get through it in one sitting. Yeah. Like that's how I like to play Mega Man.
And the
games.
stages themselves are mercifully short. I mean, in that regard, if the game lends itself to a quick playthrough because the stages are no more than maybe 5 or 6 screens, and there's not a whole lot of enemies on each screen, and I think they knew they couldn't do too much because of the lag, because of the limitations of the system.
There are some really talking about limitations of the system. Like there are like a few moments of slowdown that I encountered, but like not a whole lot.
Yeah, generally.
And like what I was amazed by, and I know there's some of this in Mega Man 2 as well, but man, I was really impressed by like there are some big sprites in this game, like the springy helmet guy that shoots a missile out. That enemy is huge.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like unprecedented NES size sprite. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm sure.
And the ones that look like mechs.
The helmet guy and like the construction thing and.
The big those, and then also the big robot cats that
those cats
paw out the yarn
seemed a bit out of place, but I liked them.
I loved it.
I
yeah,
did too.
That's like one of my favorite things about Mega Man. Like Mega Man is like the character design and the enemy design in Mega Man is like fucking chef's kiss, and it is one of the reasons that I think like the Japanese box art is so much better because it's like that's essentially like worked up concept art for like the Robot Masters, and it's like I love that, and it's like don't try to strip away the anime of Mega Man because that's like the fucking like heart and soul of Mega Man. Really, it's like all of that, like that style, like you were talking about, like original Dragon Ball. Like it does like have that kind of the Astro Boy like vibe. It's got that, and I hate to see it. That's when I see like the North American box art. It's kind of one of those where it's like, especially in hindsight, looking back at it, where it's like anime's mainstream. Like looking at that box art now, it's like. It's really embarrassing because it's like how like fragile, like were we? Honestly, where it's like you can't make it look like that.
Oh well,
that's for kids.
It goes back to that.
We're selling this to kids, right?
Well, and what's funny to me too is that big print ad that you sent me the image of was like they obviously don't care. They know because the tagline under it is Mega Man 3. We don't need to say anymore or something like that.
Yeah, and it's a photograph of the box art.
And it's a photograph of the box art, and it's like, you know what? They could have put anything on that box, and Mega Man fans are going to buy it. So just go with the other. This time we don't have to worry about, we already have a demographic here that we're playing to. Just make it look like the Japanese box art. Who cares? Because
I
don't have to overthink it.
I do love that print ad though.
Anything else you need to know?
This is a super arrogant ad.
Which was super common back in this time,
the early 90s.
You could throw a rock and hit an ad just like that one in just about any magazine or newspaper.
It's just a white background. There's a photograph of the Mega Man 3 box, and then down below it in a headline font, it says Mega Man 3, period. Anything else you need to know? And then there's
a couple of gameplay pictures.
3 tiny screenshots, and then about a paragraph of copy, the Capcom logo. It's done. And that's all they needed to do.
It's pure hubris, but it's warranted. Absolutely warranted because we know what we've got here.
It's Mega Man.
We're going to sell 1 billion of these things because everybody loves Mega Man.
But they made big important changes in this one.
They did.
Too. Like Rush. Like it felt weird going back to 1 and 2 and just having special item 1, special item 2, special item 3.
Right.
No, it was absolutely a brilliant decision to give that some personality and
yes.
make it Rush.
Rush.
So-
You got Rush Coil, you got Rush Jet, and you got Rush Marine in this one.
Yep.
And holy shit, like, man, running out of like, there's like, okay,
That's one. It's in my bad category.
yeah,
for
okay,
this game.
we'll save it then.
Well, okay. If this game were a movie or a celebrity,
yeah,
what would you assign to it?
if this were a movie, I was gonna go with Astro Boy just because Mega Man is Astro
Makes
Boy.
sense. That makes sense.
I went the Corey Feldman route.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
that's-
I've
yeah,
got
totally.
another Corey Feldman movie for it.
I got to remember this. Hang on, bear with me.
If this game were a Corey Feldman project, Ian, what kind
got
of
it.
what would it be?
Hang on, I
Is it
had it pulled up.
Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go?
No,
Because that's my Corey Feldman movie for
I
it.
saw that when I was looking up earlier. I was like, what my Google search was Corey Feldman robot movie? And just hoping something would pop up. And that showed up. And I was like, I never heard of this. But I actually do have an answer. Mine is The Surreal Life. And it is because I love to imagine I would watch an animated series where it's all the robot masters and they're living in Wily's castle. And it's like they're just, it's like drawn together. Do you remember that
Yes.
show? But it's fucking
Pharaoh
robot.
Man is a huge dick.
Right.
And like picking on Cut Man.
Yes, right, exactly. Snake Man, you left your snakes in the toilet again.
So
I would watch the shit out of that.
Mine was a Corey Feldman movie from 2012 called 6 Degrees of Hell. Because I just had so much trouble playing it. It was frustrating to me.
Yeah.
Probably hardware glitches or software glitches. And
yep.
I just found myself not enjoying my time with this
No, I
game.
understand.
I could
don't-
see it.
I want to go back, but it just didn't do it for me.
I mean, even like, Tyler, you're right. Like that shit, the controls need to be tight. Like, because, and they are on the NES, but it's like, I can't imagine input delay on a game like this because it's like,
No.
even playing it on an NES, like there are times where you have to slide, where you're talking about like those giant springy frog mech looking things.
Yeah.
You got to slide under them. And it's like, even with playing it on original hardware is like, I failed this half of the time.
Well, and every boss's fucking first thing is start jumping at you.
Yeah.
And you got to slide under them. And, I knew what I had to do. And that's where I was getting so just maddeningly frustrated was the fact that my timing was off. But I know my timing wasn't
Yeah.
off.
right.
How
how can you react faster than
How can I
right.
foresee that and
Yeah.
step myself back a half second and do everything? It just wasn't
Yeah, that's
working
a shame.
for me. And I don't see that as a reflection of the game. I
Yeah.
just think it's my personal, what I had to do to play it was troublesome.
I'm glad that you tried it, and I'm glad
Yeah,
that I'm
yeah.
glad that you are able to like give a firsthand report on like how the quality of Mega Man 3 in the collection.
Sure, and I would avoid it, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, you get like 5 games for $15 or whatever, and it's fine, I guess, but I just wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Just emulate
it.
or buy it, play it on original hardware, whatever you're going to do, but not that one because I think it's kind of a slop together port.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it.
There's I think it's called Sick Jake was talking about it on the Discord. I think it's called Read Ahead, which is like an option in some emulators that essentially like just about negate input delay,
Oh, really?
which is a really, really neat. It's a really
Okay.
neat technology. And like from what he was, I may have the name of it wrong, but I think it's Read Ahead. But from what he said, it's fantastic.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I gave it a movie that I loved from my childhood called Diggstown.
Diggstown.
Diggstown is a movie.
Diggstown.
Diggstown. Diggs Town.
I've heard of that movie.
It is. What's his name? They named the high school after him in Family Guy.
James
James
Woods.
Wood. James Wood is the protagonist. What's his name?
He's the protagonist.
He's the protagonist.
Wow,
And
okay.
what's his name? Dern.
Laura.
Bruce.
Bruce Dern. Bruce
Laura's-
Dern is the
Laura's
antagonist.
Dad. Yeah.
They have the two of them have a bet about this old boxer in town that like years ago, he was said to have won like 10 fights in a day. So they have
It's a fucking lot of fights.
Yeah, they have
busy day.
boxing matches.
Yeah, sure.
So they have a bet that he can't do that again. So it is him fighting like so many fights over the course of like 3 days.
Was
or
his
something
name
like
Little
that.
Mac?
Maybe. Big Mac.
Big
He's
Mac.
He's a big dude.
Bigstown.
And it's him fighting these dramatically different boxers all the way through.
Are they
So it was-
culturally insensitive or nah?
I don't remember them not being, and I remember it ending with like they break some guy out of, not break some guy, but get some guy released from prison who was like this murderer to come be like the final match, and
That
a whole
seems
bunch of
like
shit.
that's
So-
high risk,
Yeah.
low reward, right?
Yeah.
What was the bet? Like, I get you an ice cream sandwich.
$1.
I want to say it was like $1 million. or some
Okay,
shit
well, I'll
like
probably
that.
break
Yeah,
a murderer out of prison for that.
Yeah, they like there's some loophole in the law, and they pay off a judge, whatever, who lets him out or whatever to come do this boxing match.
I got you.
But it was a good movie.
They couldn't just box him in prison. It doesn't seem like that'd be like easier to be like,
We'll bring him to you.
yeah,
There was some stipulation that it had to be in this area and within this range or something. I mean, I'm remembering vaguely from years and years ago.
yeah. So you haven't seen it?
I haven't
recently?
rewatched it.
I'm curious about this. Okay,
Yeah, Digstown.
Digstown.
So what good things do you have to say about Mega Man 3?
A lot. I think the music's fantastic.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Really good music.
Fantastic. Like
That would be on my list for sure.
there's like the songs.
The intro music,
Oh
man.
man, it like starts out all like bluesy and shit,
Mhm.
and then it like transitions over to like the more like traditional, like what you think of when you like think of a video game intro like theme. Man, it's so good. Like Proto Man's like that theme, like the fact that like that he has his own song, and it's like when you hear it, it's because an event is happening. Like it's just so like it's so good. It makes it all feel epic. You know what I mean? Like it makes it all feel like designed. Like they were thinking this through. This wasn't slapped together. This was like this is gonna happen, and in order to have like Proto Man have a big impact when it like they're gonna play this song. When we were doing like Simpsons to Mega Man parallels on Discord, I think Sandwich Boat Phil was like, Proto Man has to be Duff Man. And I was like, oh, that makes total sense because he just fucking shows up at random with his own music, interrupts everything.
Proto Man is here.
But I think like I go back and forth because like I think Mega Man 2 has phenomenal music. I honestly don't know which has better music, like because it's all so good, and I think Snake Man has fantastic music. I love that stage music. I think Magnet Man has wonderful music. It's like you said, the intro, the music is like this is like top tier NES music.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
And it's like readily available on YouTube. I was listening to it on Spotify. There's like, I guess, an official album, and they have like the PlayStation, I guess, remixes on there, which are also like good, but it's weird to like hear it not coming through like an NES sound chip. You know what I mean? It seems very, it's jarring. It's almost like, I don't know. I think one of the things that makes the Mega Man music like so good is the fact that it's like they're just utilizing the hardware. Like not only is the music itself like compositionally good, but they're also just utilizing the hardware in the most optimal way.
Yeah.
And it's like they make it sound really good.
One of the things I liked, I mentioned earlier, was that it's short and sweet. The levels are short and sweet, easy-ish to get through, but challenging enough to be worth it. And then, they get you to that boss level pretty quick, which I like. You know, I don't always like a game where you got to grind through this huge, long, drawn-out level, and then by the time you get to the boss, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're down to your last bar of health, and there's a sacrifice. You got to lose a life just to be able to get enough health. A lot of save stating for me. In this one.
Me too.
But I did like the level design. I thought it was quick, short, to the point, but not dull.
Yeah. And it's nice too, because like if someone's playing this like the purist way, where they're not looking up a boss order, the levels are so short where it's like you can get to a boss And it's like, well, fuck. Clearly, I need to come back with like a weapon.
right,
You can experiment, and it's like,
But you're not slogging it back through it.
right. You're not sitting through
Taking
an hour to
45
do it
minutes,
again.
yeah.
Yeah, you're able to zip through it.
Yeah.
I think the rest of my goods were what I mentioned, like Rush, the E-tanks being unlimited, and the slide. All new things to Mega Man 3.
The slide mechanic. It's huge, man, because it's like when I was growing up, obviously I played Mega Man DOS, which didn't have a slide, but then like later on I played Mega Man 1 for the NES, which also doesn't have a slide, and then I played Mega Man 2, which also doesn't have a slide. It was interesting to play a Mega Man game with the slide.
And you can change your trajectory with it.
I know,
and
that's
everything,
really fucking cool.
And it's super useful. I mean, you could tell that they built a lot of the enemy mechanics around the fact that the slide exists now.
Yeah, and it's a problem for me when I forget that it exists.
I do too.
Because that would happen to me, where it's like, fuck, I can't get past these things without getting hit. And then, like, finally it fucking dawns on me. Oh, I have a slide. I'm very good at my slide.
Exactly.
Well, what's the bad?
Not enough disappearing, reappearing blocks. There's a name for those. I can't remember what it is.
That was
Finnegan smiting evil.
hard. That was hard.
Yeah, they go easy on you in Mega Man 3.
Do they?
Yeah.
I know, like in Mega Man 11, there's a bunch of that, and it's really challenging. But at one point, I gave up and just did the dog thing where I get on the sled and slide over and jump.
Yeah. Yep. That's like, what is it, Fireman in Mega Man 2?
Fireman.
Yeah.
Yes, there's like a whole huge,
a gauntlet of them.
like 45 seconds of it.
Yeah.
And just fuck me.
Yeah.
I thought the menu system was a little confusing and hard to use.
Switching your weapons was clunky as shit.
Because like I'm like trying to go down, but it's not. Then I realized I got to go over and then down and down to get. Eventually, you get used to it.
Yep.
But at first, I kept switching to the dog menu, the part of the menu where the dog is.
You know, the menu that the dogs use.
The dogs menu. It's like the kids' table.
Right.
But I couldn't navigate.
Will you be
that
ordering
very
off of the
well.
dogs menu tonight?
Rough. Yeah, I did finally figure, and it became easier to use over time. But at first, I was just like, I couldn't even get out of it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I had to adjust the button configuration. And again, I don't know if that was the software, the button configuration for me. I thought it was weird that there's like a button that you can rapid fire, and there's a button where you can single fire.
No, this is
what I had.
This is a
in the Switch version
collection thing. Yeah,
there's one of the buttons when you press it, it shoots 3 shots rapidly.
Whoa!
And then the other one, there's just single fire. You can just mash, repeatedly. So I didn't know that wasn't a thing in the actual game.
Yeah, in the original version, it's just because you got A and B, or B and A.
Okay, well then that's going to go on my list of likes for that version. Because it's a nice little rapid fire where those enemies where you got to do that perfect jump to get it head level, like the bulldozer guys. That one would just instantly get them because you get 3 shots right to the head.
Right.
So. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. I did not realize that wasn't part of the original game.
Well, I think it's if they went so in the
But there's only 2 buttons on the NES controller.
Right.
So they factored the extra buttons in, and that's probably why they did it for this.
Something that they could have done to maybe make that better is possibly to allow you to and I know it's 1990 or whatever, but like if you could hot map select to one of the abilities, you know what I mean?
That would
so
be
you
nice.
could bypass where it's like, fuck man, I use Top Man, the I can't remember his weapon. Spin attack.
Which took me forever to figure
spin.
out
Top spin.
how to use that.
No
I did
shit.
not know what the fuck.
I
shit.
died
Same.
so many times.
You go into that
many times.
After you beat him, you go into that next boss and you equip Top Man, and I'm like pushing fire, and nothing's happening. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And then I had to look it up.
Yeah.
And I looked and it was like you jump and then hit it on like top of him or
Yeah, I had to
whatever.
watch videos.
And
Same.
then it like
Same. I was like, how is this supposed to work?
now, granted, it took like 4 lousy hits to take him out. Once I figured
Right.
it was a really powerful attack, but it wasn't very easy.
It's not intuitive from
you
anything you've
can't
ever
just
seen in
figure
Mega
it
Man
out.
before.
And because of that, I never trusted it. Even after I learned how to use it.
I never use it again.
I was like,
Never use it
right, yeah. But like, I guess like if you could like go into the menu and then highlight top spin and then select, and then
Yes.
you can just like hot swap between every time you
That'd
hit
be
select,
nice.
it's like top spin
Well,
or
on-
Mega Buster.
On Mega Man 11, the right stick lets you hot swap to
Right.
the ones you've
Yeah,
collected,
which is
a
fantastic
super feature.
upgrade. Yeah, because it is
What I loved in
jarring.
X, L and R to swap back and
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
cycle
you can
through.
toggle
Yes.
through them.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. A game like this really benefits from like a quality of life improvement like that.
For sure.
I can't really blame them because it's, an NES, but
Yeah, and I mean, that wasn't exactly. Maybe they couldn't do it,
right.
but just that menu drove me crazy
I get
at
it.
first. It
Same.
just wasn't happening.
Even at the end, it really still did, truly. Because it's like not organized very well either because it's like, it doesn't.
It's got a 2-letter description of and the little icon. At least it had the icon for
right.
the power, because otherwise I'm like RN
Yeah.
TS. I don't know what the fuck any of this means.
Yeah.
Let's see. What I don't like, and I feel like it's a bad design feature, because they make parts of the game where you have to use Rush to proceed. But there are tons of other opportunities to use Rush first. So if you get to that spot that requires you to use Rush and you are out of Rush's abilities, reset. And that's fucking horseshit.
Yeah.
And then were levels later on where you have to use like Rush Jet and pick up power as you go along.
Right.
Well, if you die, the power spots do not
They're
respawn.
gone.
They're gone.
I fucking hate that
Yep.
so much because it's like the first time that happened to me, I was like, how am I going to do this? And the answer is the fucking hard way. It's like I'm punished for picking up power ups. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man. Don't do that.
They're
to
right
me.
there. What am I going to do?
Right.
Ignore
there,
them?
there were some just level design things
Yeah.
that were just bad about this game.
Yeah.
And then I also had the lag in Hardman's level where the bees with the shells
Oh,
drop
yeah,
the
you're
shells
right.
and
Fucking
Like
more
the
bees.
wasp
Lag,
nest.
it's just lag bomb.
Yeah.
Lag bomb. Just or Gemini laser. If it bounces off something, just lag.
You're right. I forgot about all that. Yeah, you're totally right. I love getting as many bees as I could possibly get on the screen. That's like, because they're hard to shoot. So like the first couple times I'm just like, fuck it, I'll run from them. And that works for a while.
Yep.
But yeah, when there's like a whole shitload of bees, it's like, okay. Now
You run back again and more spawn again.
Right?
Yeah, go back half a screen and the shit has respawned. It's like it gives you no buffer. You turn around, you can't really go back very far, but if you go back even a half screen, everything that was up there is back.
Yeah. Yep. And I think I don't know because I haven't looked to see when Mega Man 2 released, but I imagine it was very close to Mega Man 3 because I heard that this was rushed. And
Yep.
it totally makes sense that it was
Well,
rushed.
they named the dog rush.
Yeah, right. Fuck, what are we going to name this thing?
Looming deadline. What's the shorter version of that?
Some punchier than that.
Well, they do that in Mega
Come
Man.
on, Jim Son.
In Mega Man 11, they do that where the enemies respawn, but it's not always all the enemies. It's like you go up and there'll be 4 enemies on the screen and you'll drop bricks on them to kill them or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you fall and you go back up and there's just one enemy has respawned, not all of them. So
That's nice.
That would have been nice.
I didn't
in
really,
this.
when I played it, I didn't really notice that.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I
that you
only
noticed.
noticed because of the ridiculous respawn in
Yeah.
this game in Mega Man 3 that seeing those little differences makes me think they really actually, addressed it. Like this was probably a complaint.
Yeah.
I hated the frog enemies in Sparkman stage because if they're jumping at you, you can shoot them one hit, they're dead. Once they actually land like frogs, their hitbox becomes like a pixel.
Yeah.
And you have to have Snake Man in order to kill them if they're not jumping. If I can hate them. And then I don't like item grinding
No, I
that you
don't
have to
either.
do for a lot of shit. But where did it deliver? Where did it not deliver? Or what did it deliver most for you?
It delivered most for me in the gameplay. Like, I know, like, there are obviously the things that you pointed out, but like on the whole, I thought it was a lot of fun to play. Like a lot of fun to play. It falls apart for me a little bit, and this is why I would place Mega Man 2. I would say Mega Man 2 is a better game than 3. Let me rephrase that. I prefer Mega Man 2 over Mega Man 3 because like there comes a point in the game where it's like you beat all the robot masters and it's like, okay, now beat the bosses from Mega Man 2. It's like, what?
Yeah, do that. Okay, and now boss gauntlet.
But wait, I have everything I have all the original weapons from Mega Man 2 to use against these robot masters from Mega Man 2, right? No, you don't. Actually, you're just going to need to figure out.
No, just guess.
Which ones, right? guess which ones work against guess which new weapons work against the same old bosses.
What about Crash Man? Which one of these think Crash Man is weak to? Have fun.
So that was
Wind Man? Go ahead.
So that was annoying. And also their stages were like remixes of the Robot Master stages that you'd already just done, but they're harder versions, which that part was like, okay, that's fine. I kind of liked that part, except for that's where I started running into you didn't get through this on your first try and you picked up all those power-ups. Well, it's time for you to get real fucking good at this level.
Yeah.
For me, it delivered for me in the same way that all the Mega Man games have always delivered, which is I just like the robot masters.
Hell yes.
I love the creativity that goes into those. They're always neat.
Yes.
They're always neat little concepts, and they're fun to learn and see. I don't even care if they're whipping my ass half the time, seeing what they do
what they are.
and what. I think that's really cool that for every Mega Man game they come up with, they don't just, in the sense that they make you fight them again, they do recycle them.
Sure.
But they always have, 9 or whatever, 6 or 8, whatever new bosses that are just fun and neat to look at and interesting concepts.
I agree, man.
That's where it delivers.
Character design is fucking phenomenal. Yeah. And it's like seeing how they translate from like the art to the video game itself. I feel like they do a really good job there too. Do you have a favorite looking Robot Master from Mega Man 3?
I would say I liked Top Man.
Yeah.
I liked him. I didn't like his power, but I thought the Top Man was neat. And I also liked Hard Man. Hard Man was cool.
Yeah.
He was a little different, he was a little blockier, a little more stocky or whatever, and I liked his weapon pretty well. The fist.
The fist, yeah.
You know who John Turley's favorite Robot Master is? It's Bottom Man.
Bottom Man.
To bring back a nickname he asked us to change.
What was the nickname I gave him? What was it?
Burger Bottom. This is Burger
Bottom. Wow, that's a fucking name I haven't heard in a long time.
A long time.
For me,
it's to say that.
Yeah,
twice.
I know, right? For me, it's a toss-up between Magnet Man and Snake Man. I get it. Snake Man's just like
I love Snake Man's my choice.
Snake Man. He looks like a football player who's like kind of like dipping his toe into furry, but like I love it. Scaly. Sorry, yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, no, I love it. I think he looks like
I think he was the hardest one as well.
He is really hard with those like searcher snakes or whatever. Yeah. And I think like
he's like a football player in the way he just charges into you.
Yeah.
And does an enormous amount of damage.
Yes. And then like Magnet Man, I just fucking respect it, dude. He has a giant fucking cartoon magnet on his forehead. And it's just like, I'm going to wear this and whip your fucking ass.
Because there's Shadow Man who looks very ninja-esque, and he's sort of like the Metal Man. Only if the blade, instead of going infinitely in any direction, it just yo-yos back to you after like a quarter screen.
Mm-hmm.
And he's cool looking.
And there's Top Man and his weird, you spin in a circle power.
Right. As long as you're in the air.
As long as you're in the air,
All
yeah.
right.
There's Snake Man, like we said, little searcher snakes. Gemini Man, which when you fight him, he splits into two. So
Yeah.
then you're fighting two bosses with his laser, which is powerful, but it fucking bounces all over the place and just turns into a live
I think that was
machine.
the inspiration for the Will Smith movie Gemini Man, where he plays himself and himself fighting himself.
All right. In the Mega Man live action movie, Will Smith definitely played Gemini Man.
For sure.
Well, okay, outside of Mega Man 3,
Uh-huh.
the only thing I had to judge Mega Man on was the Captain N and
Captain
the
N?
Game Master. And that is the most fucked up version of Mega Man because, I mean, one, he's green
Yeah.
because whatever the producer's TV didn't do the signal correctly, so he was green. So they made him green in the show, and he's 2 feet tall and sounds like a frog.
Yeah. Well, the 2 feet tall they got right.
Let's see, and there's Needle Man, so his power is sort of like a more powerful Mega Buster. It sounds like the Mega Buster. It functions like the Mega Buster. Spark Man, which is frustrating.
Who's on the North American box art.
Yep. That he doesn't really do damage. He just paralyzes them. And that fucked me over so many times because I'd shoot it and they'd freeze and then I'd jump over them and try to shoot them again. And I'm just wasting my power.
Yeah.
And of course they unfreeze and then they're all behind me and shit. So
Yeah, the moment when you run out of a robot master's weapon when you're fighting a boss and it's just like, and you die and it's
Yeah.
like, now what?
Yep.
I guess I'm going to go in with the Mega Buster?
Maybe he's also weak to saw blades.
Rush, get me out of here.
And then of course Magnet Man and then Hard Man being giant metal launching his fists.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, the rocket punch, his weapon. I think that was really cool. And it's
Very
like
powerful.
very powerful, but slow. It was like
Yeah,
balanced.
yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Well, if we were to have like a Tadpog top NES games, where do you think Mega Man 3 would fall in our list of all NES games?
It'd be in my top 100.
I think all of the
easily.
Mega Mans
All the
would
Mega Mans
probably
are.
make it in there.
Yeah, I need to play 4, 5, and 6, and then 7's on the SNES, right?
Yeah.
So I need to play 4, 5, and 6.
But I think at this point, yeah, it probably would be in mine as well. Just a staple game. I think it's one of those things you just gotta know. You gotta at least give it a shot as to say if you're climbing that NES mountain.
Yeah,
Mega Man's a must.
Yeah.
Must play.
yeah. No, I loved it. I mean, I thought it was fantastic.
I like the game. Again, it was my experience, not the game.
Yeah.
I didn't like.
You guys have any achievements?
Not me today. I'm unprepared.
I have 2 achievements. The
Okay.
first of which is I am master of magnet. In order to X chickens, in order to like I am master of magnet. You have to die to Magnet Man, and that's how he taunts you.
That's weird.
And then my second achievement is Requiem for a Dream. In order to unlock Requiem for a Dream, you have to keep losing to Needle Man. You just can't beat Needle Man.
Until he has to have his X-Buster chopped off, amputated.
That's why he has it. That was Mega Man's origin story.
He was a heroin addict that Dr. Light found.
Yeah, in Requiem for a Dream too. Dr. Light stumbles upon him. It's like, oh, dear child, let me put a fucking gun on your arm.
I mean, there is that one weird Wonder Shows skit where a hardened detective is killed in an explosion, but you see in the background there's like a wino behind him. So he's like, "Go rebuild him, bring him back to me." And instead of building the hardcore detective, they rebuild the wino.
That's such a good show. Dr. Light's like, what happened to your girlfriend?
I've got 2 as well. My first one is Buster Bust Loose.
Nice.
And that is you defeat all the robot masters using only the Mega Buster.
Oh my God, I love
Ooh.
it.
And the other is those damn dirty apes. And that is you kill all the apes
God.
before they drop in hardband
Oh my
stage.
God, those
Because
fucking
once they
things.
drop,
Oh.
there goes half your health.
I'm done. Yes. Good achievement. I
That
forgot
is.
about the apes.
Yeah.
I blocked the apes.
Yeah, for real.
I hated those
Yeah,
things.
they're the worst, man. You know the ones I also didn't like, where they would pair they would pair these enemies up with the frogs that you were talking about earlier. The fucking slow falling parachuting guys.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just like, we're going to throw fast frogs at you and these slow motherfuckers. And it's just like,
And you're on a narrow platform that you can
Right.
fall off of. And
Into
when
the-
you get
into
hit,
the
you
flames
get
and
knocked
die
back
immediately.
And die.
That's where I
Yeah,
used
that
all
was-
of my Magnet Man power. Just to they go straight
Yeah.
up to the parachutes.
yeah, that's where I should not be stingy.
Yeah, me neither.
But instead, I'm like, I'll jump to this platform, bait him out, jump back, kill him with the Mega Bus, go forward. And it's just like this slow process.
Because I watched a speedrunner beat this game in like 33 minutes.
Oh, dude.
So,
Damn.
yeah.
Man, I'm so glad that you mentioned that because if you go to the TADPOG, if you're listening to this and you're like, what is a Mega Man? Backlog Banisher Dane's brother, Green Stash, he was kind enough to like record gameplay. And that is so on the TADPOG channel on YouTube, there is a long play of Mega Man 3 that's expertly done by Green Stash in like somewhere in the 40-minute range.
Cool.
And
good.
I'm sorry, I said Backlog Banisher Dane, Mr. Puzzles,
yeah.
Esquire. I asked him, I was
Dane
like,
L. Puzzles. Esquire.
right, thank you. Is your brother on speedrun.com? And he's like, no, I don't think he's ever submitted it. And then like maybe a couple hours later, he's like, someone put him on there, and he's like in the top 100.
Nice.
So I mean, that's
pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
it's very neat. Yeah, that's cool. Like in some of the speedruns that I've watched, it's just like it's just sliding, slide. Like I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just,
Slide jump, slide jump, slide jump. Yep.
it's like all the Symphony of the Night speedruns.
Oh,
where
we're
like
just
Alucard's
backdashing.
moonwalking
God.
through the whole thing.
God,
And it's like I get it. It's faster that way, but I don't want to play the game.
I don't
want
want to play it like that. Fuck
Right.
that. No. Or Earthbound runs where it's just like skip sandwich, run, skip sandwich,
Yeah.
run, skip. Oh.
But even that, I feel like that's a little more intriguing to me, like the skip sandwiches, because like, wouldn't it just get to a point where it's like you're really just kind of making the game harder for yourself by like skipping all these random encounters
Yeah.
and stuff? There's like there's like a risk reward thing there.
That's true.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I had a lot of fun talking about Mega Man 3 with you boys.
Yeah.
Before we close things out, if you were to give this game a beard, that sums up how you feel about it. What kind of beard would you give it?
The beard of Albert Einstein.
The real life,
The
Dr.
real
Light?
life mustache. Because one, he looks like Dr. Wily.
Uh-huh.
Two, he's brilliant like this game is brilliant, but also had a few fucked up things about him like this game does as well.
Okay. What are the fucked up things about him?
You're gonna have to be going back into that research.
No, it's okay. I was just curious.
I'll bring you next week with the fucked up things about Albert
Please,
Einstein.
a new segment. Every week you tell us a fucked up thing
Thing
about
about
Albert
Albert
Einstein.
And it goes on forever.
Okay. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses, that sums up how you feel about it. What kind of glasses would it be?
Those cool shades of Proto Man, dog.
Hell yeah.
Blues, rock, roll, and blues, and eventually Forte in the later Mega
Yeah?
Mans called bass here in the States.
Okay.
Forte in Japan.
Weird that they changed that.
Yeah. Yep.
It is. It's weird. I don't understand. Because like the whole like thing with Proto Man was like, we can't call him blues. This motherfucker's red. Kids won't understand that.
Yep.
He can't call him blue and he's red. The
Kids
fuck?
don't get irony.
These kids are stupid. Look, I bet we can run this ad. We'll still sell a bunch of these. And they did. Oh, the fucking TV commercial. Did you guys watch the TV
did,
commercial
yeah.
for Mega Man 3? Which has absolutely fucking nothing to do with Mega Man. It's all like this like secret like spy like briefcase shit going on.
Yeah.
And like for like a prolonged amount of time. And then like they drop the briefcase and some kids find it and they open it up and inside it is Mega Man 3. and that's it.
Yeah.
There's no gameplay, no like
Anything else you need to know?
maybe. What is this?
This is nothing like Mega Man.
It was really weird, just like the tone of it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I could understand if this was like a spy game or something, but I don't know.
It's not Spy versus Spy. It's Mega Man 3.
Dude, I remember renting Spy versus Spy as a kid. And boy, I liked it, but also knew deep down that it wasn't good.
He just loves Spy vs. Spy so much. I get that.
That's right.
It's the only reason I ever picked up a Mad magazine.
That and the fold-in. Always
Oh man, the fold-in, yeah.
Well, you want to take a break before we go talk about some other stuff?
Yeah, we can do that. Do you want to do? Do you want to announce what game we're going to do next? Are we doing Sterling Sharp end to end?
Yeah, let's get it over with.
Might as well knock
Let's
it
get
out.
over
All
with.
right. Okay. So there we go. Are there any other things that we're forgetting? Oh, how much is this game? If you guys were to buy
But
this,
so we don't have Flopsy to read from, so I'm all.
take your time. I got to look it up. How much?
How much? If I were to make some sort of guesstimate as to how much Mega Man 3, well, I guess in today's market in U.S. dollars, what's a reputable site we could use for that though?
Maybe
Amazon.
Maybe Amazon. Never buy.
probably not,
Never buy a used game on Amazon, like a retro used game. Amazon's one of those things where it's like you can go and like, let me buy a game that came out last year for $10. And a game that came out 30 years ago for $400.
I'll look on eBay.
Okay. Now this is Mega Man 3 for the NES, not Mega Man 3 for the Game Boy.
Right. There's Mega Man 3 for the Game Boy.
There is, apparently, according to PriceCharting.com.
Oh man. Only has 2 Robot Masters.
That's only one less than the Mega Man DOS.
Now, when we say loose, are we talking about, is it got its black? Does it have to have its black envelope, or
no, it
just
doesn't
can be
have,
cartridge
doesn't have
only?
Yeah, cartridge only.
All right,
You're cheating, by the way.
Tyler.
Yes.
Oh,
Ian.
I'm cheating. You're asking. I'm cheating.
So we'll guess eBay, then we'll guess price charting. So Dave, you
we'll
get
do
to
that.
play.
You get to do that price charting. I figured we just do that.
Okay, but it's unfair because I know what the price is on price charting. All I have to do
We'll
is
guess that.
Okay, all right.
You just guess whatever. If you want to guess your price charting.
For eBay,
I'd say, and I've only seen a few entrances here.
$30.
$30 from Dave, Tyler.
He's gaslighting me. $15.
Average from what I'm seeing on eBay is about $21.
Wow, that is less than price charting, which is $24 on average.
okay.
$24. I think
Now these are various conditions. I'm not getting into each one to
Sure.
say, hey, it doesn't work or it does work or it's whatever. But most of the listings that I saw for that one were $20 to $21.
I'm trying to pull here. This Mega Man 3 has lost its fucking. I don't know. I can't remember the Star Wars line.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure they said fucking in there, though, right?
oh yeah, definitely.
There's a
Definitely.
fucking resistor, this motherfucker. What are you trying to fucking. Uncle Owen's drunk again and yelling at the Jawas.
This droid has a bad motivator.
There you go.
There
That's
it
it.
is.
Nailed it.
All right. Sterling Sharp in and out of Sterling Sharp.
Sterling Sharp's at the In-N-Out Burger. Call his mom. He's not allowed here. Yeah. I think it's Sterling Sharp.
Sterling Sharp. I don't
End
remember
to end.
End to end.
And the number 2 end.
End.
That's another Requiem for a
Sterling
Dream
Sharp's ass
reference.
to ass. Yeah.
Is there anything else that we normally do at the end of this segment?
I don't think so. I think
No,
we're
I
good
think
now.
we got
All
it.
right. Break.
No flopsies. So
No flopsy.
1, 2, 3, break.
And we're back
All right.
in POG form.
Get my sun-kissed pineapple water.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I got my. Oh, you got
You
another
want one?
Hell yeah, man! I'm over here drinking the poor man's bottle of water.
bottle of water. That Dasani.
Yeah. Oh man. Put extra
It's
salt
actually
in there.
not.
The
It's
poor-
actually not poor man's water.
Yeah. Yeah.
The middle class man salt water.
Yeah. You guys can afford to be a little more thirsty. It says
Yep.
it right there on the bottle. Fucking the arrogance of Dasani.
I love Fuji water. Love it.
Yeah.
But God, Melissa hates it.
Really?
She's like, it's oil water. It feels. It's like, well, I can sort of see that, but I like that.
I just fill up from the. Have we had this conversation on the show recently? I feel like maybe we have.
From the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we have.
Because I do that too. I was just getting ready to say it, and then I'm like, wait.
Yeah.
I think I've already said that.
Yeah. Well, it's also tough to like keep up with. Did I say that on the microphones or did I say that off the microphones?
Yeah. Because we have so much better conversations off the mic.
Oh, if only you guys knew. If only you guys knew. So this is a new. We're gonna call this Act 3. This is the new community segment, right?
Yeah.
Ian, you said you were on board with it as long as we called it that, right?
It was
Community corner.
Community corner. There we go. So welcome to the community corner.
2Ks.
Off the top, I think we need to talk about what we talked about on Discord and on Facebook.
Yep.
In case
Yep.
anybody listening is not on either of those platforms, we need to talk about TADPOG Prom.
Yep.
Which would be coming up in about a month, maybe a little less than that once this goes to the air for everybody.
Yeah, because it's always centered around the Louisville Arcade Expo, or it has in the past.
I think it's March 10th through the 13th or something.
Okay.
I'd have to look to be sure, but anybody who knows what it is knows when it is. It's coming up soon. Normally, we get together, we all go up to Louisville, we hang out, we have a great time, and we look forward to this every year. However, we had a discussion last week, and of course, it comes down to COVID.
Yep.
Even though the expo was canceled last year due to COVID, the situation this year, in my opinion, and based on what I know, is worse as far as infections and hospitalizations, and it's spreading like wildfire still. Even though my grandson is now vaccinated, which I'm thrilled about,
On the road, too.
on the road to
because it's also one of those
he's got
things where it's
time
like he's
to
got
build
his
up
first shot
antibodies
on
and
Saturday, and
second
it's kinda,
shot in a month,
Right.
which is after the expo would have happened.
Right.
Yada, yada, yada. Anyway, we had concerns about bringing COVID back and have decided that we as the hosts won't be attending this year, unfortunately. And we had a discussion in the Discord with a number of our TADPOG Nation folks, and it's just kind of come down to, if you're going to go, please feel free, go have fun. The Arcade Expo is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a
I know
great
people
thing.
still already got tickets. I feel bad
Right.
for the people who couldn't get refunds. But
Yeah.
I do
apparently
too.
still people are still going, hanging out, meeting up. Wonderful, great. I love it.
Yes.
Just sorry that it's just like until Jack's vaccinated, I just can't.
Right. No, I
Right.
completely
And I know
understand.
there's testing for that going on, so hopefully that'll be
But
happening.
that's-
So
Just saw
next
that the
year
other
would
day,
be
yeah.
But that's an incredible risk.
Oh, yeah.
For you
Especially
to
for
take.
Jack,
For
being
Jack, right.
compromised, and
Absolutely.
everything. And I get it from all over. Well, I got COVID and it's been minor, and I got this and it's been fine. I'm just not prepared to take that chance personally. I am terribly disappointed that I'm not going to be able to go. I was so looking forward to seeing everybody. It's always the highlight of my year. It's the most fun I've had, and I've only been to a couple. So I was really sad last year, and I was really hopeful about this year. And up to the wire, I was ready to get going. And then we just decided, we had the discussion, and really I sort of talked myself into not going for those reasons. And I know you feel that way, Dave and Tyler, of course. And again, we're sorry for kind of backing out at the last minute, but I know you all understand. You're all good people and understand why. And then we just want to be on track to do this right next year. Hopefully we can.
Yeah,
just
hopefully
make
we
up-
can do this next year. I
make
know
up
we
for
said
it.
that last year, but
yeah, but we had. I think what we had sort of a bit of false hope last year that everybody was going to.
that was all going to work out.
It was all going to work out,
and that the whole state wasn't going to be
back in the red.
Right.
That's not the case. And I mean, we are talking about Kentucky. Kentucky is one of the worst. Their numbers, their positivity rates are higher than a lot of other states. And we're talking about going to one of the largest cities in Kentucky,
Right.
To do this thing where people from all over the country are
at
coming.
an expo.
At an expo,
Right.
which is, they're going to, I'm sure, do the thing.
Daddy
that-
Bashir tried, but
I'm sure they're going to do the thing. where they're going to try to keep people socially distanced. They're going to have plenty of hand sanitizers. I guess I would assume, but you can't
mandatory
do that.
mask when you go in, and
You can.
Which I mean, it's nice that they're doing. If they do those things, it's nice, but it's still kind of
not enough. It's not enough.
And I don't want to contribute. You know what I mean?
I don't either. Yeah.
I don't want to be like. Honestly, to be perfectly honest, like since Nikki and I are vaccinated, and Henry's vaccinated, and she and I are boosted, my biggest concern is I don't want to bring any COVID here. I don't want to bring COVID here. I don't want to get.
You've got office personnel to worry about too. I mean, there's just lots of. It's just part of a overall responsibility that I feel, and I know you feel, to not contribute to the problem.
Sure.
And doing this would, I think, contribute to the problem. Whether or not it happened, whether or not I brought it back, whether or not I got it, I just think it would be irresponsible of me personally. I have nothing against anybody. If you're comfortable going, go, have fun. I want to hear all about it. Be very careful as you can.
Yeah.
But, for us, I think we just want to make sure everybody's safe and good and ready to go back next year and make up and just party.
Yep.
Party like it's 2023, baby.
And I hope that we
fucking
can.
orgied up, no protection. Fucking next year, we'll do it. We'll do it upright.
Everything, just raw dog in it.
Let me lick all your assholes.
Assholes are like fingerprints. Everybody's is different.
Everybody's taste is different.
So the next TADPOG problem, what we're going to do is we're going to have some molding clay, and everybody's going to need to drop their trousers and sit on it. And then we'll have a little guessing game.
Yeah.
We can set a little guess who. Like, does your asshole have a skin tag on it?
I'll get Taryn to bring the monster mold dildo, and we'll have a complete set.
So I guess with that out of the way, we've got a couple things here that we can experience. I have a package. We have a Josh, TADPOG sweetheart, Josh Nance, recently delivered several packages from the P.O. box to Nikki, who then delivered it to me. And now I come bearing a package from
emblazoned with Ziggy's,
which can mean only one thing. I believe we have a package here from Kana.
Mm-hmm.
TADPOG Santa, Jack of Ziggy Moons.
That's right. We have.
I love it when he does that. I don't know. We have no idea what's in the box.
This isn't going to be funny to any of the listeners because let me tell you what else we have. We have, when I came in here, sitting on the table, there are 2 bags of illegal chips.
Can I read?
Please read.
From bag number 1, the very first thing on the top is, ever taste a horse?
Which part?
That
Any of the
depends
parts.
wildly.
Illegal chips, horse meat flavored. These are the flavors the government doesn't want you to try, says Illegal Al, the mascot for illegal chips.
Weird Al's twin.
We've also got a bag of ever taste a maggot? Illegal chips. Kasu Marzu maggot cheese flavored chips. Illegal Al is an alligator.
Oh,
and he's wearing a mask like a bandit. He's illegal.
Well, maybe he's
committing a
just
crime
trying not to
by
spread his
bringing you
fucking,
this-
his fucking COVID everywhere.
No, not that kind of mask. A bandit mask,
Croc-vid?
like a raccoon.
Yeah, remember when we thought those worked?
Yeah, they're those. There are those chips. So anyway,
So I came in and I was like, "Oh, did you get these for the show?" And because we had been talking about them like a week before, and then Tyler, you said that
I believe these were sent to us by Drew and Bailey.
And-
She'd asked for our my address here earlier because she couldn't send it to the P.O. box. So I believe this
they're
is from
too
her.
illegal to deliver
Too
to P.O.
illegal for a
boxes.
P.O. box.
They're like, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, we don't allow any images of alligators wearing masks through our system."
well, the Postal Service scans for 3 things: drugs, guns, and illegal chips.
And SD
And
cards.
SD cards. Yeah. They see that SD card and they're like, nope.
Shred it.
Throw it in the trash.
Throw it in the alligator pile. So inside this box from Kana,
Oh,
See, I knew there are 3 different kinds.
well, this one is the
we got a
maggot cheese one.
repeat of the maggot cheese.
That's funny.
Kasumarzu. Kana, thank you so much for sending that. Yeah, there's a legal owl. Oh
Wearing
yeah.
his little bandit mask.
Oh, it's it's like the Hamburglar mask. Yeah.
Wow.
So thank you. So now we have an extra bag of that.
I think we gotta try them now.
All right, let's fucking try
2
it.
packages asking us to try these.
I've already said I'm not gonna try these.
Yeah, off the mics.
I'll smell of them. I'll open the bag.
I'll
for
smell
you.
this horse meat.
So Ian, wait, please don't open it yet. Before you open it, tell me what you told me on the off the mics.
What was the chips we had that tasted like dog food? The kaiju
It was
beef.
Yagyu, right?
It was the Wagyu beef.
Wagyu beef.
Yep.
I think that's what these horse meat chips are going to taste like.
And I think you're right.
I think they're the same
Yes,
chips.
I think you're gonna open it and we're gonna smell that dog food.
dog
smell.
food, and I told him it's like the Duff beer. It all comes out. It's Duff Dry, Duff Light, Duff Regular, all coming out of the same tube.
The Slurm tube.
The Slurms. Nice crossover.
Slurms McKenzie.
Oh fuck!
What's it smell like? Does it
It
smell like
doesn't
the
smell
dog
like those. It smells like a horse.
Will Ian try
food?
these?
Oh man, when you say it, it made it smell bad. I was sniffing it. And I was like, "That's not so bad." You're like, "It smells like a horse," and I'm like, "It fucking does."
Smell like a horse.
What does Ian say to trying the horse chips?
I'm not trying the horse chip.
Nay.
Hey.
Why did I pick the biggest fucking?
Yeah. Nah, you touched it. You touched it.
All right. That's a
These-
reasonable chip size.
These absolutely
Let me go back for
are
a big
not
no, I literally got the biggest fucking
flavored
There
with
you go.
fucking horse
Ah,
by any means.
So big.
Not bad.
American
Oh,
horse chips. So,
so
big.
big.
Ingredients. I can't read that. Hang on.
All right, horse.
Have you hit my bottle?
Just one ingredient, horse.
It's a drawing of a horse. It's
Like a
They
child's
photocopied BoJack Horseman.
child's drawing of a horse. Does not mention horse.
Yeah.
A lot of just onion powder, sunflower oil, garlic powder, spices, sugar, wines.
Hey Jim, how many wines can we put in here until it tastes like a horse?
There's less than 2% silicon dioxide added as a flow aid.
Oh shit, that's my limit. Sorry.
Confectioner's sugar, salt and vinegar seasoning. Horse isn't mentioned. It says here, made from 0% real horse.
Yeah. Okay.
Feed your friends illegal chips and make them guess what they're eating. And post it to TikTok. Hashtag illegal chip challenge.
All right.
Bring
Well,
out
shit,
your-
we should have done that. Why didn't we read that before?
There's a picture of a snake, like on
Hard
the
stop.
on the don't tread on me
Yeah.
snake. Only it says do snack on me.
Okay.
Right. Bring out our inner Dothraki.
Nuke the whales.
Why let the law limit your palate? In France, you can get a horse steak. In America, though, Big Horse has conspired to prevent
Horse?
you from tasting this delicacy until now.
Is that an indigenous person thing? What is-
I bet
Big
we've
horse?
all had horse.
Yes.
We just
At
don't
some
know.
point, we just don't know
Yeah, I think
it.
that we've all
Yeah.
had horse. I remember when I went to Germany, it was straight up on the menu, like I guess the bag says in France.
Yeah,
These
I'll
are
see why not.
fragrant as
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Flagrant.
Flagrantly fragrant.
All right, horse
All
chip.
right, horse chip.
It's like a cheap barbecue chip.
It does taste like a barbecue chip.
Like one of those dollar store ones.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's got like, it does have that dollar store, like that golden flake kind of
Yeah,
texture
yep,
to it, doesn't
yep,
it?
Yep.
All right.
That's not a knock against golden flake. I don't know.
They're good
No.
chips.
No knock against horses either. I'd eat a horse. It's fine.
Would you eat a horse?
I'd try a horse.
I think I mean, I don't know. I don't like horses, but I also think I'd feel weird eating a horse. I don't know why.
You want me to open the maggot cheese one?
God, I really don't.
That I would try in real life. I do want to
I
try.
know.
I've heard it's like the best cheese in the world.
if they wouldn't tell you what it is, I'd probably eat it. You know.
Yeah.
I'm very highly.
Can you read the
suggestible.
ingredients? Can you see if maggot is listed?
Yeah, sure.
Agate may.
This one's it says salt, kazu seasoning, cheese, whey powder, cheddar cheese, salt, onion powder, corn, maltodextrin.
I bet these are going to be good.
All the ingredients but the maggots.
Made from 0% real kazu, 0% real kazu marzu. Kazu marzu is illegal even in Sardinia, its country of origin. Health concerns be damned. Let's taste that maggot cheese.
Roll that beautiful. Can we get the bush bean dog to say that?
Let's taste that maggot cheese.
Bush bean dog died on his way to his home planet.
Yeah, these just smell like
Cheese,
cheesy
right?
chips.
Yeah. Yeah. They do smell like cheesy chips. I'm spoiled on. Can I just get
I
some
couldn't
cheddar?
say they smell like maggots because I don't know really what maggots smell like.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, good for you.
That I don't know what maggots smell like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what trash with maggots on it smells
Close
like.
enough.
Yeah, that is close enough. All right.
And I'm only being a big baby about this because I don't like to eat anything this late. It
I get it. Hey,
gets with my tummy.
no big deal. No worries.
Go for it.
Ready?
Do it.
It's okay.
I wouldn't eat these. They're not bad, but I wouldn't eat them.
It messes with your brain a little bit,
Yeah.
but
It messes with your brain.
because you still
Just
feel like
knowing what it is. It's like
No,
psychologically.
what it's supposed to approximate. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm very glad. Thank you for these are
Yes.
right up our alley.
Yeah,
Thank
they
you for
are.
perfect.
sending
They're
these.
they're Tadpog on Tadpog
Yeah.
brand. What's the third one?
I have to look. I remember there's that one guy whose TikTok he tries everything gross from the dollar store,
Uh-huh.
and someone sent him those. He did where he tried all three.
Now these aren't from the dollar store, right? These are
No, this is
online
from like
only kind of deal.
this is a company that makes this stuff.
But like, where do you buy them?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
Do you?
Fugu was the other one.
Oh, that's right.
Mischief chips.
But Hugu is like, that's also one of those things where it's like, those are really only poisonous if they're not, like if they're farm raised, they're not poisonous. You know, because
have to be cut
it's
the
what
right
they
way.
eat that makes them poisonous. And if they're on a farm eating things that that aren't going to cause that poison, they're fine.
The picture on the back of the bag shows them maggots and chips,
Nice.
and it just has like maggots.
now with 100% more maggots.
Just as maggots.
I can see
dangerous,
why.
illegal.
I can see why Fugu isn't included because Fugu was designed by Mythical Kitchen.
Yeah.
So
The illegal chips are, you mean?
yeah, just the Fugu
Oh, just the
flavor.
Fugu one.
So I
Okay.
bet that's only on Mythical
Gotcha.
Kitchen.
Okay. I thought they were involved in all of these.
These came from straight out of Brooklyn.
Okay.
Mischief Product Studio, MSCHF. No vowels in the word mischief.
Oh, I thought that's how they're publicly traded.
Probably. You got to wonder how much money that a company like this makes doing stuff like this.
Probably quite a bit
Yep.
because this is all really this is just all marketing. This is all marketing. It's like the one chip.
Yeah.
It's like that's just all marketing. But I mean, I shouldn't say it's all marketing. Like the one chip is actually a really hot chip, but I mean, it's like you're paying $5 for a single chip. It's like you're buying marketing.
You're buying, to something to use in a video or something.
And I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
No,
I mean,
we've got one at my
and
house.
I like them, and like the packaging, like at least I'll say for the one chip, like the packaging design's very
yeah.
nice. I mean,
Wonderful.
it's elaborate. It makes you feel like okay, I don't feel guilty for spending $5 on this experience. This
right.
cardboard coffin that's like well designed, and that's you can justify it.
Yeah.
But the horse meat, okay, cheap barbecue chip. The Kasu Marzu it doesn't taste like any cheese chip I've ever had. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
It is different.
Yeah.
Well, it says Kasu cheese flavoring.
Like the seasoning, yeah, that's definitely it's definitely different.
They're probably derivative of the real thing, I would say.
Probably, right. What can we create in a lab that tastes approximately like maggot cheese? You know? Which, I mean, I don't know. You look at the cheddar chips and stuff, and it's like, that don't taste like cheddar to me. You know what I mean? Like, I like how it tastes, but it doesn't taste like a block of cheddar cheese, you know?
Someone was eating cheese in the other room and yelling the description of how it tastes to the guy in there making the powder to put on it.
Yeah. Did you know all chip powder comes from aliens in outer space?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I got that. Somebody said White Claw tastes like you're drinking TV static while someone yells the flavor from the other room.
It's what that craze is over, right? I haven't heard any.
Dude, I saw stacks of White Claw at Walmart today
Because they're overstocked because they can't sell them or what?
Quite a few missing from the pile.
I'm just
I
curious.
guess people are still buying them.
Because I hadn't heard, it hit so hard, right?
right.
And then,
Man, last time Brandon and Cheryl were over, that's all they drink.
but that was
tons of White
that was
Claw.
also a while back
That was a while
too.
back,
I mean,
you're right.
But yeah,
Bring
I
back
guess.
Bartles and James.
Now we got that hard Mountain Dew flavor, the hard Baja Blast and all that.
Yeah, I saw
really?
that. I don't know. I don't know necessarily that we need it, right?
No.
But then again, I make it myself mixing Baja Blast and rum, so I guess maybe we do. But then you can kind of control it,
Right.
I don't know. Is it like a malt beverage? Like a malt-
Probably.
like
I have no
that's
idea.
kind of where it's like.
It
I
probably
don't know.
is.
I got a quiz.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Want to take a quiz?
Let's
yeah.
do a quiz.
Got a quiz that came in from one Ross Rachel Green from across the pond, entitled I Thought I Opened This. Turning Japanese. Tyler, you all right? You're up walking around? You good?
Getting in his medicine kit.
NyQuil time? And Altoids? NyQuil and Altoids.
You know that's some powerful sleep medicine when it comes in a metal tin like an Altoids tin.
Uh-huh. Was it seriously powerful? What was there?
Seriously.
Curiously
strong.
Curiously strong.
There we go.
Oh my gosh. What else? Like Curious George. He's curiously strong, right?
Yeah, like the monkey. They're
They're all strong.
When,
Monkeys
when
are
he
super strong.
ripped the man the yellow hat's face off.
Yeah, like what a brave fucking move. You're gonna dress like a fucking banana?
Right?
You live with a
taunting
monkey?
him.
Like what is that? Like
That's
The
just
man the yellow hat has a death wish, so he's just waiting. He's Thanos. He's waiting.
I fucking love this. I want to read that Curious George book. The fucking dark psychological thriller, Curious George. Will today be the day that George rips my face off?
How's your puberty going, George?
George is a castrato. This quiz is entitled Turning Japanese. Ross begins. I try to be a polyglot. I really do. But I'm not good at languages. I can barely speak English at the best of times. So, of course, I get the weeb idea every so often of learning Japanese. And I don't know why. It won't help me at work. I don't know any other Japanese people or speakers to talk to. I can't watch undubbed anime because Simone isn't learning. Basically fucking useless, but it passes time at work. You did so well with the PS2 Top 50. We are now on to Dreamcast.
oh god.
Okay.
I tried to really fuck you over with a Saturn list, but there isn't one on Metacritic. Shall we begin?
Let's begin.
Let's do it.
Ross, if you want to talk Japanese, hit me up. I've been studying Japanese for 10 months, probably an hour to 2 hours a day. I'm still not good. And I also, I get it. I get what you're saying. It won't help me at work. These are all things that I've thought. It won't help me at work. I don't know. I mean, Shake speaks Japanese. And like one day I hope to surprise him. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And it would be.
But yeah. And watching undubbed anime, the part of that is like for like studying for like 10 months and like learning hiragana and katakana and like starting to learn kanji. And it's like, there's still like, I'm still like fucking millions of miles away from watching anything
Oh God,
in
they're going to
Japanese and
speak so
understand it.
fast. They're going to speak at a natural pace, and
Yeah.
you're going to be like, "What? Whoa, what? What?
It's disheartening.
Slow down."
It's disheartening at times. So I don't know if you want to talk about it ever. Hit me up on Discord. I've even got a channel on Discord that's hidden that I just use to like bookmark like Japanese language learning resources and stuff like that. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, let me know. I can give you the role for that. I'm curious. I'm like, how are you? Like, what system are you using and all that? Anyway. First question. These are Dreamcast games. This was the last 2D and first online title in this turn-based war sim. The last 2D title in this turn-based war sim. And it was the first online title.
Red Alert. That's not 2D though, is it?
Yeah. Red Alert's 2D.
Red Alert. I don't know.
Did it have a Dreamcast release?
No clue.
I mean, I'm good with that.
Sure.
I don't have any other.
Red Alert.
It's the only thing that came to my mind.
Locking it in. It is Worms World Party.
Oh.
Shit. Okay.
That was the last 2D Worms.
Hmm.
I guess they went 3D after that.
I think that is more of a battle royale game, not a war game.
Yeah, I can see that. It is turn-based, though. Next question. This fishing sequel takes you from the lakes of the first game to the open sea. It's a fishing sequel. Bassin's Black Bass 2.
Yeah.
All right. Locking it in. It is Sega Marine Fishing. Never heard of it.
Nope.
Next question. In this game, the sun is stolen by the Fairy of the Night to gift to Full Moon Madame Luna.
Knights.
Probably Knights, right?
The only thing I can think of.
Knights.
Nice.
Locking it in. It is Bust a Move 4.
Wow. This is going well.
Woo, boy. All right. Next question. This game was known as Shutoko Battle in Japan and Highway Challenge in Europe. What is a Dreamcast racing game?
Simpsons Hit and Run.
Cruising USA.
Cruising World.
Cruising, maybe.
Cruising World.
Cruising World?
Cruising Galaxy. Cruising Underground.
Cruising. Let's just
Tokyo
say
Drift.
Cruising. If it's any of the cruising games, we win.
Okay.
Locking it in. It is Tokyo Extreme Racer.
Not a clue.
Haven't heard of that one either. Next question. This game expands on the original by adding a higher level cap, more weapons, a one-on-one mode, and more. What has a level cap, weapons, and a one-on-one mode?
Fantasy Star Online.
You think it expands on the original? Do you?
Fantasy Star Online 2.
But I think was that a Dreamcast release?
Yes.
Okay.
That's where I played it.
Okay. Logging it in. It is Phantasy Star Online version 2.
Nice.
You played that
We got
back on
one.
In high school, I had it.
the. Yeah?
That's where my email address, Phone Newman, came from.
Ah. That you don't use anymore, right?
Correct.
Okay, good. Because I don't want to edit that out.
No, that Hotmail address is gone.
I appreciate the Annie Pots. We got one, by the way. Next question. This game supposedly had the most realistic driving physics at the time.
Simpsons Hit and Run.
Simpsons Hit and Run.
Cruising World.
Cruising World. If it's either of those, we get it. Locking it in. It is Vanishing Point.
Also a great movie.
Next question. This superhero game was released on every available platform and features collectible comic books. Is this Spider-Man 2?
Okay.
Sure.
I don't know for sure, but I know I had a bunch of different releases, and about that time, I remember playing it on PC.
Makes sense.
Locking it in. It is Spider-Man.
Fair.
Counting it.
You count
Count
it.
it.
Yeah, I got to count that.
You were saying Spider-Man also.
Spider-Man also. Right?
So you know they're decommissioning the International Space Station,
What?
and they're going to send it into the ocean.
Yep.
And where it's going? Point Nemo. So it's gonna hit RLA.
Wow.
So
That's fucking wild.
gotta wake up Cthulhu.
That seems like a big fucking mistake.
yeah.
Isn't that thing nuclear powered? Oh.
Next question. Some shit NHL game. Guess a year.
So I had Dreamcast in high school. I remember I bought it as a junior, and it was already discounted. 2000.
2000. I feel good about that.
Sure.
2000. Logging it in. It is 2K2. Next question. This third-person shooter starred cute, fluffy animals.
A sequel?
Third-person shooter. Starred cute, fluffy animals. A squeakquel.
Oh, it's the Squeakquel.
Hmm.
Shit, I don't know.
Cute, fluffy animal, third-person shooter.
Isn't there a Chibi something?
Super Animal Royale? A chibi, I don't know. I have no idea.
Chibi Robo?
That is a game.
And there was
I don't
also
know what
a
it's
game-
about.
A game based on the little things from Sonic Adventure
Oh God, yeah.
that you could play on your the memory.
Yeah,
card.
you put it on the little. They were like
Like
Tamagotchi, yeah. Which was neat.
The Dreamcast was a fucking great system. Just
I wish I had one.
Time.
I
I've been
had
looking
one
for one.
briefly, but
Yeah.
I didn't get into it very much.
My stumbling block is always like with getting one is, well, fuck. I want to get one that's modded, you know? And it's like, I don't want to install all the mods.
I was thinking that
Just want to buy
wasn't the Dreamcast one of the systems you could play pirated games
There's no
on?
security, so you can just
Yeah.
burn DVDs.
Yeah, but the problem is the limitation of the media.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of the stuff that you will get that will fit on like a disc that it'll read has cut a lot of like cinematics, has cut a lot of compressed a
gotcha.
lot of music.
Yeah.
So you kind of get into this like you're getting into this area where it's like, yes, you technically can, but what is the experience might be lessened.
Gotcha.
Third person shooter starred cute fluffy animals. Chibi Robo,
Sure.
logging it in. It is Fur Fighters.
Never heard of that.
Fighters.
Last question.
Mm-hmm.
This fighting game was subtitled Millennium Fight 2000. Virtua Fighter
Virtua
4?
Fighter 4.
4 or 5. Virtua Fighter Millennium.
Virtua Fighter. Locking it in. It is Capcom versus SNK.
I forgot that was even a thing.
Yikes. That was a rough one.
Very rough. It's terrible.
Terrible. Actually, it was fine. We're just terrible.
We're terrible. Quiz is fine.
It's fine. It's a quiz is a quiz. Next question. Fuck, marry, kill. Battle of the Cheese. Brie. Cheddar. Feta. 3 cheeses enter. 2 will leave.
Mine's easy.
Okay.
I'm marrying cheddar.
I
I
am
love
I'm with
me some
you.
cheddar of all types.
cheddar on a fucking like a cheddar burger.
Mhm.
Cheddar's
Mhm.
fucking
It's the most versatile cheese, in my opinion.
yeah. Do you so question, what do you do with your do you put your cheddar in the fridge? Do you leave your cheddar out?
We fridge it.
You fridge it. We fridge it too.
Yeah. We buy this.
Very American of us.
Yeah. We buy this brand called Cabot's Seriously Sharp Cheddar. It's white cheese. It's really, really, really good.
So sharp, you'll shit razor blades. Cabbage.
Then I'm going to fuck feta and kill brie.
Girl, same. I like feta especially like on a pizza.
Feta on pizza is good.
Feta's good.
It's goodness.
I like all 3 of these cheeses.
Yeah.
I'm going to marry brie.
Yeah.
I love a baked brie with like maple syrup or some kind of fruit and a baguette, or even like on a toasted sandwich.
Yep.
Like,
Sure.
Fucking yeah. Give me brie and apples or
Brie is one of those that I can only eat in a small quantity. It's like the opposite of cheddar for me, where it's like I can eat a shitload of cheddar.
All the cheddar.
But brie, it's like I have a little bit of brie, and I'm like, okay, that was good.
That was enough.
But I am-
You hit your limit
But I'm
really quick.
But I'm good on brie.
Mhm. I get that.
It's more, I don't know, it's more fungal tasting
Yeah.
to me, and
If you don't, yeah, to me, it has that kind of astringent taste that's cut when it's baked considerably. But like raw brie does definitely have that. Cheddar, I think cheddar is by far the most versatile. So then I'm going to fuck cheddar. I love feta, but a little bit of feta goes a long way.
That is, yeah. I agree with that
if it
too.
were chèvre would be top of my list.
Yeah.
If I can love it, but yeah, then I'll kill feta.
All right.
All right. Next question. Fuck, marry, kill, being stuck in traffic, waiting for a parcel, or at work.
Being stuck at work.
Being stuck in traffic, waiting for a parcel, or being stuck at work. Although it's technically worded being stuck in, waiting for a parcel. So I don't know if that we would be in the parcel. In that case, I'm definitely killing that. That sounds uncomfortable.
I'm thinking it's waiting on a parcel.
I think you're right.
I'm going to marry being stuck in traffic.
Really? I thought you might choose work because you work from home.
Well, if I'm stuck at work, I'm stuck doing something that's preventing me from going inside my house,
working.
and
Yeah.
I'm not eating dinner right now.
Yeah.
I'm working.
You can't look at the good screen.
I had that happen the other day. I messaged telling him like I'm stuck. I fucked something up really bad at work. I messed up pretty good, and I don't normally make mistakes. But
Yeah.
this time I made a pretty big one, and I was in my office until 6, and it felt like I'd been in there for fucking 3 hours, undoing my fuck up. But so I don't mind being stuck in traffic most of the time. If I'm in a hurry, it depends, right? Because
Yeah.
if I'm just going to pick something up, or I'm going to the store, rarely do you get stuck in traffic in Paducah.
Yeah.
But I've lived in Lexington, as you well know.
Yeah.
You can easily get stuck in traffic.
For sure. Hey,
For my
there
part-
a basketball game? You're stuck in traffic.
Exactly. But for my part, I'm just listening to a podcast, smoke a cigarette, hang out. I'm good. As long as I don't have to pee or something, or I'm not trying to get to work. Now, if I have someplace to get, I do get really antsy about that.
I do too.
So that would be a tough call. But it could fluctuate for me between being stuck in traffic or waiting for a parcel, because I feel like I'm already married to waiting for a parcel at this point. So, but my initial answer is marry, stuck in traffic, fuck, waiting on a parcel, and kill being caught
Being
up
at
at
work.
work. Yeah.
What do you think, Tyler? You were stuck at work recently.
I was.
Sleeping at
For
work.
2 days,
Yeah.
not just like a
Yeah.
couple of hours. You lived at work.
I missed my bed, but at the same time, like I like my job, and my job is also shit to do is never ending. So if I'm stuck there, I'm just getting the shit done that I have to do anyway,
Yeah.
and I get
Yeah.
paid. Like there's a reason for me having to work, so I'm gonna marry stuck at work.
Okay.
I will fuck waiting for a parcel, because it's just like there's plenty of other shit I can do, like and wait for a parcel, distract myself. I'm fine. Fuck or kill stuck in traffic, because with my bathroom schedule,
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's
Right.
going to be a real
Yeah.
problem
Not
for
gonna do it.
you.
Not
I
gonna
get
do it.
that. I
I
get
can
that.
see that. I don't know if I said this on the mics or not. I'm doing this here. Take 2. But I don't mind waiting for a parcel. And the reason is I distract myself by ordering more shit.
This was not. This was not on mic.
Okay.
This was between you and me last week.
I remember
yeah.
I remember talking to you about it. I just couldn't remember if we were recorded or not.
And then you're like pleasantly
It's
surprised
great.
when it arrives.
It's fucking great. I love ordering shit online, and I love ordering a bunch of little shit online just randomly, and I'll order it like a fucking t-shirt. I'll just order it, and then it just leaves my mind. I just forget about it. I move on to the next thing, and then 2 weeks later a t-shirt shows up, and I'm like, what is this? And I open it up, and I'm like, oh yeah. It's like I'm constantly buying little gifts for myself. And I do, like, it's wild. I just forget about them. Or what'll happen is, like, when I sent out like the console to be modded, and it's like, I just know that's going to take so long that I just accept it. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, it's going to take long. What can you do? There's nothing you can do. So just wait. So I'll marry I don't mind being stuck in traffic. I'd rather, between being stuck in traffic or being stuck at work, I'd rather be stuck in traffic. And that's just because at least if I'm stuck in traffic, I'm going to be more than likely alone. And that is what I would prefer to be. I would prefer to be alone than in an office building with people. And it's not against the people I work with. I like the people I work with. It's just I'm the kind of person where I can only be me when I am by myself. I'm more me when I'm alone than I am with other people. And the smaller the group is, the more I'm me. The larger the group is, the less I'm me. So I like that isolation. So I will choose. I will fuck being stuck in traffic. And I'm with you. I can listen to a podcast, or like when Nikki and I were stuck on I-24 going to pick Henry up that one day for 2 hours. We just browsed IMDb and talked about Adam Sandler movies and trivia and shit. And it's like, this was fun. This was like, it sucked that, that we were stuck in traffic. It definitely sucked for the reason that we were stuck in traffic.
Melissa and I like road trips together for that very reason.
But it's nice. It was like a little fucking 2-hour impromptu date that we just had, where we were a little worried about, man, I'm thirsty, but aside from that, it was nice. And then I'll kill being stuck at work.
And since you mentioned t-shirts and gifts to yourself, because there's a chance it could have been in my car, which is gone, or I will continue to look for the Mr. Sparkle t-shirt I got you for Christmas.
What?
Oh, damn.
Oh, man.
That's an awesome t-shirt idea.
That is a great t-shirt idea. Fuck, marry, kill. Your only method of transport. A really shitty but functional car, an okay motorbike, or a really nice one-seat moped. Your only method of transport.
Well, what was the second thing?
The second thing was
an okay motorbike.
Okay motorbike.
I got to think about the practicality of having a motorcycle or a two-wheel vehicle in this area,
especially this time of year. This would be impossible to ride a bike or a moped or. I was thinking about that when I turned onto Tyler's Road. I was like, because I have a motorcycle, I don't have my license anymore, so I don't really ride the bike. But recently, I was told Nikki, I was like, man, I'm kind of getting the urge to, like, when it gets warm, to fucking like get that bike running because it's been neglected,
and get the battery going and oil,
and then fucking like go at it because it's fun. But yeah, it's not. I couldn't, like, when I saw the ice on the road, it's just like, this is fucking no.
And if that was your only mode of transport, you're fucked.
You're fucked.
Somebody at work, his car was fucked up, so he had to drive his motorcycle back and forth right when it was starting to come down on Wednesday.
God.
So he sent everybody a picture of when he got home, and it was just looked like fucking Jack Frost with shards of ice all over him.
Yeah.
So the shitty car is what I got to marry.
Yeah, same.
If it's functional, it gets you from point A to B.
Yep. I've driven plenty of those.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Plenty of those.
And they pay for themselves because chances are your shitty car is paid off.
Yeah.
And then I guess because I haven't ridden a motorcycle in a long time, but I do enjoy it. So I guess I'm gonna fuck the okay motorbike.
Yep. I'm with you there
and
too.
Killing the moped just because the moped isn't as versatile.
Can't take that on the
Can't
interstate.
get on the interstate with it.
I wouldn't
and
take honestly, I wouldn't take a motorcycle on the interstate either. But you definitely can't take a moped on the interstate.
Definitely not. So I think as that goes, it's the least useful to me. So that's what I'm killing.
Marry the car, motorcycle scare the shit out of me, so I'm killing the motorcycle. And then I have good memories of mopeds from being like 15, 16. I kind of want to get the one going that my dad has for the girls to go. They have friends from the neighborhood. They can just take their little mopeds over.
Yeah. And it's a really nice moped.
Yeah.
So.
So then I'm gonna fuck the moped.
And don't get me wrong, I would love to own a moped.
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Like, I mean, that would
for
be
the summer, like make a quick run up to the store to grab something.
Absolutely.
You don't have to like fucking get all your gear on and fucking, you just go.
No, I don't have anything against mopeds at all.
Not at all.
I feel like they get a bad rap, but like
when I lived at my dollar house when I was 14 years old, I would drive that back roads to Chong's and get food and put it, under my feet and drive back, which was amazing when you're 14.
Oh yeah.
So,
that's freedom right there, baby. Yeah.
Go to my friends' houses whenever I want and have to ask mom and dad for anything, and No, love to have my moped.
All right. Well, thank you, Ross.
Very good quiz.
Very good quiz. Keep on keeping on. I like them.
Me too.
You guys, think we got any time for calls? You want to wrap it up? It's getting a little late.
We could probably wrap. I
Okay.
think
We
we're good.
wrap, yeah.
All right.
We had a good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you-
make sure you get your papadilla.
Yeah, my Papadilla window is closing.
You
I
got
have
an hour.
I have 1 hour before Papa John's closes. I got the calories.
Because one
to
call
burn,
would turn
baby.
into 30 minutes. So
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. If you do want to call us, you reach us at 270-883-2555. Leave us a voicemail. Try to keep it under 3 minutes. If you want to mail us something like presumably Drew and or Bailey and Kana have done, you can do so at
TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, PO Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky, zip code 42002. We're on all the social medias, shirts.tadpog.com for shirts. You want to leave us some reviews? We're on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, all that jazz.
Yeah, and actually that would really help. We haven't gotten a lot of reviews recently.
Yeah.
If you're listening right now and you're like, man, how can I help these guys? How can I make this help this podcast succeed? If you could leave a review, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
We'd really appreciate it. I know I mentioned the Discord earlier. If you want to get on the Discord server, it's bit.ly/tadpog Discord. And we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/tadpog.
Pull that back up real quick.
We've got some wonderful people who donate to us on there.
So big ups. Backlog Banisher Dane greatly increasing his pledge. Thank you.
Dane Puzzles Esquire.
Dane No Puzzles. That's
Thank you, Dane.
And then another, goddamn, Usurper Grim. Reclaiming the crown. And then brand new pledge from Dylan Self. Thank you, Dylan.
Thank you, Grim. Thank you, Dylan.
Dylan, thank you. We also have a list of folks who we like to call around these parts the executive producers. And these are the fine folks that donate $20 or more a month on Patreon. And I would like
It's amazing, by the way.
That's amazing. It's really awesome. It's super generous. And I would like to go down that list right now if that's okay with you guys.
I'm good with that.
We'll start off with Temporal Eternal Savior, Cubicle Monkey, Usurper Grim, God Emperor Alex Pena, Cousin David Galino, Plinko Nick Price, Steve Dixon, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Clambro Cody Phillips, Bantha Master, Executive Producer Dig Dougie, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Time Lord Josh Edwards, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, congratulations on your marriage, Magical Sleeper, a.k.a. Big Dick Pie Baker, Chris Vaughn, Usurper Grim, Princess Consuela, Banana Hammock, Flava Trick, Taryn Landon. Good Lord, that's a mouthful.
I love how you. The favorite part is when you laugh a little bit right before Flava Trick.
It gets
each
me
time.
every
I
time.
love it. I love it. And the reason I love it is because it's like seeing you laugh. When I put the list together the first time, I was like, definitely got to include Flava Trick.
It's just in this. It's just in this like fucking notes format. But there it is, Flava Trick. Every time, it just because it seems so out of place, it makes me happy.
I love it.
I'm gonna get the T-shirt. Pinball Archmage Chris Edler. Sorry you could not be on this episode. Platinum member Brett Miller. Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins. Nate from Utah. First time caller Drinksmith Joey Webster. Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link. Barbecue Baron Andrew Rowland. General Kenobi Massacre and Sick Jake. We're sorry you fell for the marketing.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys so much.
And also mentioning Link, I'm glad that his name came up because when we were talking about Tadpog Prom earlier, we didn't mention Link, and we probably should have because last year he
Grand
was
organizer.
big
time.
Not last year, but the year before. Grand organizer and really helping out this year too, and talking with him about our plans and all that. So thank you, Link.
Very cool.
Well, our theme song is Moved by Sycamore Drive. We did Fat Check from the show style tadpog.com. How you guys want to close it out?
As our favorite robot master.
How
All
you
right.
think your favorite robot master sounds. from Mega Man 3, right? Or just any of them?
Any of them.
Okay.
Let's open it up.
Yep. Oh shit.
Oh, okay. Mega Man 3.
Wow, that's a whole different can of worms there, man.
There's like 38 to pick
We
from.
can't have 3 Splash Women, so
Yes,
Mega Man 3.
So until next time.
Tropical Capricorns.
Snake Man. Heavy Man.
Hard Man.
Hard Man.
Yeah.
That's Magna Man.
All right.
You could probably tell.
I'm very attracted to you. I
there
was feeling very attracted.
Right,
To you.
yeah.
very magnet.
I was giving off those vibes.
Yeah.
And now a dramatic reading. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You are never going to keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You are
Get
never.
up again?
You're never going to keep me
Wait,
down.
not again.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You are never going to keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You are never going to keep me down. He takes a whiskey drink, and he takes a vodka drink. He takes a lager drink, and he takes a cider drink. He drinks the songs that remind him of the good times. He sings the songs that remind him of the best times.
Drinking the night away.
Oh, daddy boy, daddy boy, daddy boy. Then that repeats 2 more times, and the first sentence repeats 15 times, and that's the song.
It is,
That's
I
it.
never realized how horrible that was.
Horrible.
What do you mean, guys? This is songs used to be, man. Back in the day, good old days. Songs are fucking 3 lines long.
I mean, literally, I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. Repeats 15 times.
It's so much you don't even have the energy to do it dramatically. There's only so many emotions you can
That's
convey.
true.
Let's explore all of them.
Kind of like our failed
Actor studio
podcast.
this.